under stress. Fall's the time when rain hits, the ground shifts, and tree roots start tearing into those old clay or PVC lines. LD Smith Plumbing can handle it all. Water heaters, softeners, leaks, even gas line inspections before you fire up that furnace or fireplace. And don't forget those hoses, hose bibs, and crawl space vents before the freeze hits. Call my friends at LD Smith Plumbing, the local pros I trust, or just head to ldsmithplumbing.com today.
Hammer and Nigel show back at it this afternoon. The biggest stories in Indy. The House is voting on changing the map. It's Beer Sample Friday. Somebody's going to lose their shirt and pants.
Hey, this is Rob.
And this is Casey.
It's the big vote on redistricting in the House.
Join us Friday 9 until noon on 93 WIBC.
Broadcasting from the Technology Recycler Studios, this is Indy's Mobile News, 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. The news starts now.
A suspected bomber will get his day in court. I'm Kathleen Maloney, Fox News. Brian Cole of Virginia will go before a federal judge today. He's accused of putting pipe bombs at the headquarters of the RNC and DNC nearly 5 years ago.
He is now facing 2 federal charges. There are 2 pieces of evidence that investigators say were crucial in landing this breakthrough: Cole's credit card history and cell phone records. Throughout 2019 and 2020, they say he bought several materials that match the components of the bombs. We're talking galvanized pipes and end caps, battery connectors, kitchen timers, and electrical wire. They also say cell phone pings indicates Cole's phone was in the area of the RNC and DNC the night of the crime.
Fox's Madeline Rivera. Homeland Security arrests dozens of illegal immigrants in New Orleans in the last 24 hours.
Over 30 arrests have been made so far in an operation that set a goal of nabbing some 5,000 people. Now, on Wednesday, as Operation Catahoula Crunch was just getting started, federal agents nabbed Vin Van To from Vietnam. DHS says he's in the U.S. illegally and was convicted of multiple crimes, including kidnapping, homicide, and assault with a deadly weapon. He was sentenced to 40 years, but released on parole. DHS says a process is now underway to remove him from the country. With others suspected and convicted, crimes range from sexual assault to child abuse and vehicle theft. They're all being processed to be deported.
Fox's Mike Tobin. The U.S. Southern Command says it has conducted another strike against a small boat in the Eastern Pacific. It's the 22nd strike the U.S. military has carried out against boats the Trump administration claims were trafficking drugs. 4 people were killed in Thursday's strike, bringing to 87 the total number of people killed since those boat strikes began. On Wall Street, stock futures are trending mostly lower. Gold is up. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
More shootings around the Circle City. Sunny, just 15 in downtown Indianapolis this morning. It'll warm up to about 32 today for a high. I'm Jarrett Lewis. Here's what's trending at 9:02. A woman becoming the victim of a shooting following a botched robbery attempt at a business on the east side of Indy last night. IMPD East District Commander Michael Leeper.
There's not a business on this street that would not give any one of these people that are out here that needed help, that needed food, shelter, whatever it is, they wouldn't bend over backwards to try to take care of them.
The shooting happening at the women's clothing store Josephine's. Police also say a man believed to be connected to the incident died after shooting himself during a standoff. Fort Wayne police responding to the Thunder Bowl on the south side of the city just before 10 o'clock Thursday night for a report of a shooting. Police got a call from an Allen County Sheriff's Department officer working at the bowling alley about shots being fired inside. And when city police arrived, they found 2 people outside who had been shot and 1 person inside. One of the 2 men who were shot were taken to the hospital in critical condition but had non-life-threatening injuries. The other victims, including 1 woman, were reportedly in stable condition. Police are now talking to witnesses and looking at surveillance footage to try and identify a suspect or suspects. Also in Fort Wayne, Mayor Sharon Tucker is expressing strong support for a state-regulated casino. John Herrick reports that not everyone, though, shares her same viewpoint.
Tucker says if Allen County can get a casino, it would benefit the area economically. Kathy Humbarger, though, is part of the anti-casino group Coalition for a Better Allen County.
If this is all about economics, then you don't care about increases in bankruptcies, divorces, substance abuse, mental health issues,
The discussion centered around a House bill that, if approved, would require the Indiana Gaming Commission to accept applications and proposals to award an owner's license to operate a casino in Allen County if certain conditions are met. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
The average price of gas in the state of Indiana today, $2.88 a gallon, says Gas Buddy. That's down just a few cents from earlier this week, and it's the same average here in Indianapolis. Lots of college basketball to watch this weekend. The top-ranked Purdue Boilermakers have number 10 Iowa State at home on Saturday. Fresh off their first loss of the year to Minnesota, number 22 Indiana will take on number 6 Louisville inside Gainbridge Fieldhouse. And tonight, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish will battle TCU. And, of course, cannot forget about the Big Ten Championship game Saturday night at Lucas Oil Stadium between number 2 Indiana and number 1 Ohio State. Kickoff is set for 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Traffic, then weather. First up, Matt Bear.
Yeah, Jared, looking at eastbound 465, that's slow from Michigan Road to Meridian. And a crash Washington Street at High School Road on the west side. Traffic sponsored by Macy's Backstage. Macy's Backstage is a whole department inside your Macy's store where you can find so many holiday essentials, all for under $25. Don't wait. Find a location at Macy'sBackstage.com. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
Garage Doors of Indianapolis is everything that's right about Central Indiana. They've been locally family-owned for 50 years, helping our local economy remain strong by employing 70 families. Garage Doors of Indianapolis is proud to do business right here in the great state of Indiana. They're a conservative-minded company that shares our values and stands by their products and services. You can call Garage Doors of Indianapolis today for service today. 875-4577, 875-4577, or visit doorstoday.com.
Food insecurity is an urgent problem, one that impacts real Hoosiers. You can help today. Gleaners needs donations. Your contribution goes further with Gleaners. For every $10 you give, Gleaners leverages their resources to turn your $10 into $90 worth of groceries for families who desperately need help right now. Your gift benefits local community members, and every dollar counts. Gleaners also needs volunteers now to help with warehouse distribution. Go to gleaners.org and donate or get involved today. She's too special for just an average gift. See Pierce Jewelers for the breathtaking sparkle in their rare, one-of-a-kind, fancy colored diamond collection. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
The forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Frigid to start here with some patchy areas of freezing fog. Sunny this afternoon, a high of 30. Partly cloudy, not as cold overnight, lows into the mid-20s. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Marcus Bailey, 93 WIBC.
And I'm Jarrett Lewis on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com. Time for a Friday edition of Kendall and Casey.
You're listening to Rob Kendall.
When we talk about sending money somewhere, we're talking about printing the money because we have no money.
And Casey Daniels.
My government would never lie to me, would they?
On 93 WIBC.
It's an interesting way to start a Friday, isn't it?
Well, everything is broke around here. And of course, we're moving, so nobody's like putting any effort into fixing anything. And now my headset jack is broke, so...
Do you need headphones?
Well, I don't. I mean, I've been at this 25 years. I should be able to put this together on my own, right?
Okay.
I mean, you tell me if I start sounding like Alvin the Chipmunk, you step right in.
You sound great. Even if you did, I wouldn't tell you.
His microphone wasn't even on the whole show. It is the Kendall and Casey show. I'm Rob. Casey's here. We got to talk about this article that was in the Indiana Capital Chronicle. These public education people are the greediest bunch of pigs I have ever seen in my entire life. They're disgusting.
Yeah, so some of the school leaders, they're warning that the property tax reforms are destabilizing public education budgets.
Okay, so this is not the fault of the Capital Chronicle. We love the Capital Chronicle. We're not blaming them. They're reporting on stuff that's going on. And when I'm talking about the pathetic, greedy pigs, I'm talking about the people that run the public education system. And one of the things he read, and look, this is not true about every public education administrator or teacher. Like, I'm not trying to say that, but I'm saying this industry as a collective, they come off as the biggest bunch of entitled elitists I have ever met. And what I mean by that is Whatever of yours they want, they believe should be theirs. They don't give a damn about you at all, your finances, your ability to live. They believe, and many people in government do, but we're talking about the public education system here. They believe that you work for them. Whatever we decide the taxes should be, that's what it should be. Whatever we tell you to pay, that's what you should pay. And this article, and by the way, the amazing thing is none of these people go on record. They won't put their name behind it because they know deep down it's so disgusting. It's all about the Senate Bill 1, which is a bad bill. I'm not going to refute that. We've said that the bill is, but for a variety of reasons. Primarily, it doesn't help people enough. It doesn't help the taxpayers enough. It doesn't rein in the school systems enough, and it creates all these new taxes that can be levied. That's our primary beef with this bill, not, the poor schools. It doesn't help you, the taxpayer, enough. But this article is these just one anonymous sob story after another from these school administrators who are having some sort of aneurysm and drowning in a river of tears over the fact that you, the taxpayer, might get $300 max. Most people won't even get the $300, but you might get $300 back next year on your property tax bill.
Isn't it something that it's coming from the school administrators, by the way, who most often make well over six figures?
Oh, yes. Like you're talking many of these suburban school district administrators, these superintendents. And by the way, most of them got 2 or 3 quote unquote assistant superintendents, and these superintendents in these suburban school districts, many of them making well over $200,000 plus benefits, cars, cell phones, retirement plan. And they have the audacity to come on here and act like the world's going to end because you're getting $200 back.
They say that the rising costs for gas, electricity, insurance, transportation, and maintenance are outpacing funding. So my question for you...
No. Let's stop with that for a second, because this is always the government argument, right? Oh, it's inflation. And I don't dispute there's inflation, but who is inflation caused by the way? The government. The government created the problem. So when the government cries about the problem that the government created, I don't have any sympathy for that. Because you notice they never condemn the government that printed all the money, Casey. They never condemn the people who caused the problem. They just say, give us more of that printed money. Now, inflation is a thing. Absolutely. But in your life, does somebody just throw money at you?
No.
Or do you have to just figure it out?
Yeah.
And inflation ain't anywhere near the funding increases these people have gotten over the past 5 years as property assessments have skyrocketed, which what does the government do with that? They look at you and say, shut up and pay. When that bill comes in the mail, they don't feel sympathy for you and go, man, can Casey pay this? What about inflation? How has Casey been hit by inflation? Oh, maybe we should consider cutting this bill down by a couple $100 because inflation's really hurt Casey. No, they're like, you pay or you lose your house. And so my question is to these poor singing orphans of public education, what did you do with all the money?
Where did the money go?
Now, I know where it went in Brownsburg. It went to a second football field, 4 state-of-the-art field houses. They have a legit indoor track at Brownsburg now. They built a road in my neighbor's backyards. They moved tennis courts. You tell me how any of that has anything to do with learning in the classroom. The answer is it doesn't have one damn thing to do with learning in the classroom. They spent it. They spent it on grandiose, on excess, on building monuments. They've got one of those scoreboards now that looks like the scoreboard at Victory Field, Casey. You tell me how that helped one kid learn anything.
Well, they're saying that they're experiencing rising costs of electricity. Let me ask you, Rob, at your house, has your electric bill, has it gone up or down?
Up.
Oh, it's gone. So you've got to deal with that as well.
Yes, I do.
So what are you going to do? Are you going to go cry to other people and say, I need more money. Please help me pay my electric bill?
Oh, I tried that here. You know what I got told?
So you've got to figure it out, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Insurance, transportation, maintenance. You're dealing with all of those things in your life as well. And what do? You make it work.
And Casey, oh, gosh darn it. 9:13. I don't even have headphones to hear myself say this. This is doubly bad. What is my least favorite part of every show?
When you have to say that you're right.
And what did we say when they passed this property tax bill? One of the last things, and what is now dubbed the Last Supper with me and Braun. One of the things I told him is I said, one, it's not helping people enough. But I said, two, there's nothing in here that's going to stop these government people from coming back for these referendums. You're doing nothing to police them other than you're moving the referendums that they have to be to even years, which will make them a little harder to pass, but you're not stopping them. You're still putting on the onus on the taxpayer to defend him or herself, and these people aren't going to get the memo, Mr. Governor. It's not like you're going to pass this property tax bill and they're going to go, okay, you're right, we were totally out of control. We get the message. Why did the tax caps become a thing? Because local governments wouldn't stop spending money. And from the very moment those tax caps were passed in 2008 and put into the Constitution in 2010, these public school systems have been trying to game the system with these referendums. They've never gotten the memo. They have no respect for the taxpayers whatsoever, and they're going to continue to do it until the legislature does something about it.
So this survey talked to 148 out of 290 school districts, and out of those, 95.3% expect negative financial impacts, and 99.3% expect long-term negative financial impacts.
That's the idea, idiots. The idea was you have too much money. The same reason the caps went into place to begin with. What is the thing that drives me more crazy than anything? When somebody goes, the revenue we lost. We lost it. No, you didn't. We know exactly where it is. It's back in the pockets of people who earned it. The whole premise of this is that the property taxes are totally out of control. There's too much money being taken from people, from their house, which the government had nothing to do with them buying, and being given to people who are building extra. We have 2 football fields where I live. 2, Casey.
You have the practice and the game field?
An entire indoor track. Oh, and they're building. You know what they're doing now, Casey?
What?
They're moving the outdoor track. You know why they're moving the outdoor track? The taxpayers, get this, the taxpayers are paying to destroy the existing track and move it. You know why?
No.
Because these Einsteins build it in the wrong direction, so the kids are running into the sun in the evening. That's the level of competency we're dealing with here. And I'm supposed to just shut up and pay for that.
Isn't vitamin D good for you?
God, these people are disgusting. But you know who is actually to blame on this?
Who?
The lawmakers. Because they know what's going on. They've known what's going on for years. And because they're gutless cowards who are more focused on trying to give Jennifer Ruth Green a seat in Congress, they're not going to do a damn thing about this. And there's going to be all these referendums that are going to pass next year because the game is rigged in favor of the schools, because they can spend all of this money on the elections. They can spend all of this money and get all these political action committees with groups that will make money off the construction contracts to come in and fund these PACs. I know, I've seen it happen, that these will pass, people end up paying more in taxes, and these lawmakers down the street from us who are moving heaven and earth to put Jennifer Ruth Green in Congress, see their little rally today, we're going to sit there with their thumbs up their backside and go, oh, somebody should do something about this.
Somebody, whoever that is. You're listening to Kendall and Casey. It is 93 WIBC.
Trump targets another boat in international waters.
93 WIBC.
Intelligence confirmed the vessel was carrying illicit narcotics.
What happens next?
Operated by a designated terrorist organization.
Happens here.
Most secure border we've ever had. Nobody has come into our country. Nobody. Not one.
Stay in the know.
The FBI has arrested a man that planted a couple of pipe bombs.
While you're on the go.
House and Speaker Houston have just been more in touch with our own Republican voters.
On air, online, and on Alexa.
Galaxy Concrete Coatings is proud to support the Salvation Army's Radiothon through My Virtual Red Kettle. Hey, it's Casey Daniels. Now through December 13th, they'll match your contribution up to $1,000. That's double the impact to make someone's life a little better. Visit WIBC.com and look for Casey's Virtual Red Kettle. While you're at it, check out Galaxy Concrete Coatings and find out why they're your best choice for your flooring needs. This Christmas time, make a difference and upgrade your space with Galaxy Concrete Coatings. They're creating stronger floors and stronger communities.
So Washington ignored the problem for decades. Then suddenly the pipe burst, and illegal immigrants poured into our country across our southern border. But no more. Thanks to President Donald Trump and Congressman Jim Baird, the pipe has been fixed for good. In Congress, Baird worked to pass legislation that, according to the House Homeland Security Committee Majority Office, provides funding for the removal of millions of criminal illegal aliens across the country, allows for the completion of President Trump's border wall, authorizes the hiring of thousands of new ICE personnel, Customs and Border Protection officers, and Border Patrol agents, and stops the flow of deadly fentanyl into Indiana. To learn more about how President Trump and Congressman Jim Baird are solving America's immigration crisis and keeping our communities safe, call Congressman Baird's office at 317-563-5567 or visit baird.house.gov.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Okay, we are running a car drive right now to help veterans all across America. So if you have an old car, truck, or van, even a motorcycle or an RV sitting around, you can right now give it away and help the vets. They really need your help. And your car will help support the vets and their families. And guess what? You even get a tax donation. Plus, we'll even come and pick up your car for free. And all you've got to do is pick up your phone right now and make a free call. Now is the perfect time to do something good for the vets. Give back to the vets right now for all they've done for this country. And your old car can really help them. So call the Veterans Car Donation Program right now for free pickup of your vehicle. Help the vets and help your taxes at the same time. Call right now.
800-883-3024. 800-883-3024. 800-883-3024. That's 800-883-3024.
Now through the end of Radiothon, Wilson Farm Market is donating 10% of all fried chicken sales to the Salvation Army. Wilson Farm Market, where good taste runs in the family. Just 15 minutes north of 465 on US 31.
It's B Windows' biggest sale of the year. Get up to 68% off plus no interest, no payments for 24 months. Call now or go to bwindow.com.
Trust me.
Hey, question.
What?
Are you heading down to the Elect Jennifer Ruth Green rally that they're having here in a little bit at the State House?
No, I'm not. Are you? Do you want to go?
No, I think you know I got somewhere to go when I get done here.
It's being sponsored by Turning Point USA, isn't it?
That's right.
Yeah.
So there's some. It'll be interesting to see if they get more than 30, which is what they had last time they had a rally for redistricting.
Yeah, I feel like they'll get more.
Well, look, Turning Point USA will put people on buses if they have to and get them here. I'll be curious to know how many people are actually from Indiana or how many people were brought here by Turning Point USA, and if people are being compensated to come. I'll be curious about all of that because clearly, after 6 months of this, every public opinion poll that has been released, including by Republican pollsters, multiple done by Republican pollsters, have shown that the public is against this. We've had multiple town halls where people could show up and speak. Nobody came. We had the rally. They had the rally at the State House. They had 30-ish people. It was the same faces we always see at everything. And then there was testimony opportunity the other day. No, they didn't get anybody any notice, of course, because they don't actually give a damn about what you think about redistricting. And what there were just a handful of people who showed up to speak in support of this thing. So after 6 months and numerous opportunities, the supposed angry majority that desperately wants to put someone completely unethical like Jennifer Ruth Green, who was blown out of her job in the Braun administration because she has the ethics of Tony Soprano, put herself under Inspector General investigation. That's who they want. She's the golden child. That's what this is about. Electing Jennifer Ruth Green in the 1st Congressional District and giving her a seat in Congress, and we are led to believe that putting that woman in there is somehow going to save the republic. That's the case they're making today, Braun and Micah and the rest of those people. Somebody should really ask Mike Braun why he is speaking at a rally which is essentially in support of electing a woman that he knew was so corrupt and unethical, they blew her out of her $275,000 position in his cabinet. Somebody should ask him and ask his little dweeby assistant Micah that today as well.
So actually, it's Turning Point Action that is putting this on. It's inside the State House.
That's Turning Point USA.
Yeah, it begins at noon, and you've got the same flyer that is being circulated. You've got Governor Mike Braun, who's going to be there, the Lieutenant Governor Micah Beckwith, also Representative Andrew Ireland will be there. And then according to this other flyer that looks exactly the same, Donald Trump and Charlie Kirk, because their pictures are on it as well.
That's gross that they put Charlie Kirk's picture on there. It's also, ridiculous they put Donald Trump's picture on there. But what they're admitting to, and this is why you need to care about this, because it's not even about what your stance is on redistricting. It's about the behavior of these people, because what they're doing here, they're doing other places, and that's costing you real money. and that is that this is not about you. Nothing these people do down the street from us is about you. They can't tell you. Think about this. We've been at this for 6 months. You had Andrew Ireland in here, and he can't tell you one thing that's going to change if you get rid of Andre Carson. Hammer and Nigel and I had this conversation yesterday because they said, well, get rid of Andre Carson. But Carson's not the problem. Carson doesn't have any power right now. Yeah, is Andre Carson a rotten representative? Of course. Is he a radical leftist? Of course he is. But he doesn't have any power whatsoever. The Republicans are in charge of everything, both in the state and in Washington. And so if you're mad about the direction of the country, you can't blame Andre Carson because he doesn't have a say in it.
So they say join us for a community gathering as we'll call on the state Senate to support President Trump's America First agenda and fair maps for Indiana. It's a community gathering.
Somebody in the media, or if you go down to this today, ask Mike Braun. By the way, after what we went through with the property tax rally, where Braun looked 1,000 people right in the eye and lied to us, isn't he the last guy you would have come speak at this thing? Isn't he the last guy you would be like, let's put him out there? It went so well the last time he went and spoke to somebody. Somebody asked Braun, if you go today, though, why, if Jennifer Ruth Green is so great, because that's who they're going to run in this 1st congressional district, that's who they're doing this for. If she's so great, why he blew her out of his administration and why she ended up under Inspector General investigation and why they made her sign that performance plan thing before she got the boot. Why he is wanting to rig these maps so bad to put this woman in who he thought was so awful, he ran her out of his administration.
Well, the House is reconvening this morning at 10 a.m., and they're going to have that final vote in the House on the redistricting bill. Yesterday, Governor Mike Braun was on with Hammer and Nigel, and he said that even if the Senate votes down the maps, that's not the end of it. Did you hear that?
Oh, it's very I will not be ignored, Dan.
Yeah. Check this out.
Here, I'm surprised that they haven't taken the cue because let's say they don't. This is not the end of it. Do you think the White House is going to just drop the issue when they've come in twice with the vice president, twice with phone calls?
Well, you guys have gone there.
Yes. So that doesn't mean it's over or like you can get that off of your agenda. It just then becomes a different type of pursuit, and it's a longer term possibly, and I don't think it'd be a dead issue even in the session when it starts in January. So I think all of that would make you wonder why they die on that hill.
He said it will be a different type of pursuit if the Senate votes this down.
Well, we have a saying for what you just heard, Casey. It's called not knowing your head from your ass. Look, Braun is pathetic. He looks pathetic. The groveling, the sniveling, the I will not be ignored, Dan routine. Like, dude, why aren't you putting this effort into something that will help the people of your state? There's so many things, and we've laid them out countless times, that you could be fighting this hard on. And again, if somebody would like to correct me, I'm all ears. At Rob M. Kendall on Twitter. You can hit me in the YouTube chat. Obviously, people say heinous, horrific things about me there. I'll probably see it at some point. What will getting rid of Andre Carson do to better your life? The Republicans have control. If you just say, I hate Andre Carson and I want him to go, okay. But that's not bettering your life because Andre Carson doesn't have a say in anything right now. Now, nor does Frank Mervan. If nothing is getting done, it's on the Republicans. And all we're doing with this, all this exercise is about, is saying we can't win these elections by governing. So we're going to change these maps to reward ourselves for the bad governing because we aren't doing the things that we promised you to do, primarily getting spending and inflation and cost of living under control. You're just bailing out the bad behavior if you go along with this.
Speaking of cost of living, we're going to be joined next by Michael Toth. He's a research director from Civitas Institute, and we're going to talk about affordability when it comes to health insurance. There's a lot of talk happening in D.C. about that right now, and we'll get his thoughts coming up on 93 WIBC.
It's time. You've been putting off that kitchen or bath remodel long enough. What are you waiting for? Get started today with Boer Remodeling. Boer Remodeling customer Kathy had a bath remodel with Boer. Kathy, talk a little bit about your experience.
Our experience with Boer has been terrific. The process was so easy and seamless. When we decided to do a larger remodel of our first floor, Boer was the first company we thought of hiring.
And were you happy with the results?
The results are amazing, and we are so happy with our home and the work that Boer did.
Peter is another recent Boer Remodeling customer with a new kitchen. Peter, what was the best part about working with Boer?
We especially liked the active participation that we were able to have in selection of stone for the countertops. Really came out beautiful. The cabinets also came out very, very well.
The best materials, the most skilled craftsmen in Central Indiana. They'll guide you through the entire process. Start with a free consultation. Talk to Boer Remodeling today. That's BOOHER, BoerRemodeling.com.
Exercise Incorporated wants you to start changing your life in 20 minutes a week this month. It's Terry Stacy, and Exercise Inc. only makes this offer once a year in December. If you come in for a free consultation in the month of December, you'll get 2 free sessions just for trying it out, and you don't even have to sign up. Exercise Inc. is a 20-minute once-a-week workout program that will help you get stronger, have more energy, and just feel better. This program was developed to help women with osteoporosis, but it will help both women and men get a lot stronger. Their program will also teach you simple nutritional habits that will help you lose weight and keep it off. Most importantly, you'll have a coach who will hold you accountable in reaching your goals. You don't want to miss this offer. Come in for a free consultation in the month of December, and you'll get 2 free sessions just for trying it out. Exercise Inc., Avon, Brownsburg, Greenwood, Zionsville, and now in Fishers, exerciseinc.com.
Stuck in a job that just isn't getting it done? Maybe it's time to go for IT. Whether you're just starting out, switching careers, or a military veteran ready for change, My Computer Career can help you launch a rewarding career in IT in months. No prior experience needed. Why spend years getting a traditional degree when your future in IT can start right now? Take the free career evaluation at mycomputercareer.edu today. Your most powerful upgrade? Your career. Go for it. Go for IT. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level. On the go.
He'll be questioned soon following his arrest. I'm Jarrett Lewis. It's 9:30 in Indianapolis. A Virginia man will be in federal court to answer charges that he set pipe bombs at the headquarters of the RNC and DNC the night before the January 6th Capitol riot in 2021.
After years of searching, they believe the man that allegedly left the pipe bombs outside of the RNC and DNC on January 5th, 2021 is 30-year-old Brian Cole Jr. He is now facing 2 federal charges. There are 2 pieces of evidence that investigators say were crucial in landing this breakthrough: Cole's credit card history and cell phone records. Throughout 2019 and 2020, they say he bought several materials that match the components of the bombs. We're talking galvanized pipes and end caps, battery connectors, kitchen timers, and electrical wire. They also say cell phone pings indicates Cole's phone was in the area of the RNC and DNC the night of the crime.
Fox's Madeline Rivera reporting nobody was hurt before the bombs were dismantled, but the FBI says both devices could have been lethal. The Drug Enforcement Agency is launching a new nationwide initiative this week called Fentanyl Free America, allowing the agency to ramp up its crackdown on fentanyl in the U.S. David Oleski is the special agent in charge for the DEA's Rocky Mountain Division. He told reporters his division seized more than 1 million fentanyl pills, powder, and dozens of illegal guns in October alone.
So it does show that we have our work still cut out for us because the cartels are here and present. The 2 cartels, Sinaloa and Jalisco, are the 2 based in Mexico that continue to traffic this poison into our nation.
The DEA says Colorado moved into the top 3 in the nation for fentanyl seizures. An accused healthcare CEO killer Luigi Mangione returning to court in New York City today for the 4th day of his pretrial hearing. This comes as new evidence is being played publicly for the first time. And now time for your opening bell report on 93 WIBC, brought to you by Absolute Wealth Management. The Dow is up 29 points to 47,850. The S&P 500 also in the green, up 5 points, 6,857. And the NASDAQ up 30 points, 25,581. I'm Jarrett Lewis on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
It's the most magical time of the year. At Shane Company, we're feeling grateful for you. Since 1929, throughout 4 generations as a family business, we always put our customers first. My team and I handpick only the most beautiful diamonds and gemstones, ensure our jewelry is crafted with care, and provide an unmatched free lifetime warranty because we're in it for life too. From our family to yours, happy holidays. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
With Steel, batteries are included. This holiday season, give a gift that's ready to go right out of the box. For everything from cleaning up the yard to cutting up firewood, Steel tools check off the wish list and knock out the to-do list. And right now, buy select battery tool sets and get a free extra battery. Visit SteelUSA.com for holiday deals and gift ideas. Happy holidays from Steel. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
Stacy, are you wearing yoga pants to go shopping?
Oh, we're not going out shopping. We're staying in with JTV.
I love jewelry television. Their pearls, their lab-grown diamond jewelry.
Oh, hello. What about their Italian gold and moissanite fire?
Okay, but what about the guys on my holiday list?
Relax. JTV has gifts galore, even for men, like watches and sunglasses.
Watch JTV live and on streaming or shopjtv.com for up to 80% off select items.
Ready to shop?
Yes, but can I borrow a pair of sweats?
Listen up, football fans. You won't want to miss this.
Right now, new Bet365 customers bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. So you could turn that $150 into something bigger when you bet on money line, spread, totals, player props.
$150 in bonus bets when new customers bet $5. I know where I'm going to bet from now on. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Indiana. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
Hey guys, it's Rob for our friend Mark Dietel. You know the Indianapolis real estate market is strong, but it's not easy. Now is a good time to sell only if you hire a real estate team that knows how to aggressively market your home like Mark Dietel. Perhaps you're worried with a challenging market, you won't sell your home for the price it's worth. Mark Dietel guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. Listen to what Neil in Indianapolis had to say about working with Mark Dietel. I'd already moved and listed my old home with an agent friend for 60 days. Not happy, I decided to evaluate the Mark Dietel marketing plan, and I switched. To my relief, after about 15 days on the market, the Mark Dietel team sold my home as is for the price I needed. Call the local Indianapolis agent I trust and recommend, and the agent who guarantees your home sold or he'll buy it. Call Mark Dietel 317-755-4232 for all the details, or go online to markdietel.com. That's Mark, Dietel.com.
So what's in the bag today? Yesterday's leftovers? Another lunch meat sandwich? Well, go ahead and pull up a rock and settle in for a half hour of I wish I was eating something else. Or you could be eating something else, or someplace else. If you're brown bagging it at the corner of 30th and Shadeland area, drop over to His Place Eatery for 30 minutes of, why didn't I know about this place sooner? Nothing fancy, not a lot of frills. They save that for the quality of the meal. Like ribs that fall off the bone, southern fried chicken, sides that will cause your taste buds to thank you into tomorrow. Put that in your brown bag and eat it. Better yet, bank the bag. Go to His Place Eatery at the corner of 30th and Shadeland, or the newest location off 86th and Ditch Road. Your dirty boots and work clothes are welcome here. His Place, your place for lunch. Go to hisplaceeatery.com to learn more.
He pulls a prayer book out of his sleeping bag. Preacher lights up a butt and takes a drag.
Casey, we discussed this yesterday.
Yeah.
You know, we had a little seminar on our insurance here at work.
Because it's open enrollment season with health insurance.
And across the entire country, it's a mess.
Yeah.
And there's a good chance it's going to cost you a lot more money than the year before.
Yeah, and just earlier this week, the Senate held a hearing, and it was called Making Healthcare Affordable Again, Healing a Broken System. And during that hearing, our senator, Indiana's Jim Banks, said that the 5 hospital systems control most of Indiana's hospitals. And he asked how that lack of competition is raising prices and causing higher health insurance premiums, which we're experiencing. And the director of research from Civitas Institute, Michael Toth, he wrote an op-ed, and it was featured in the Washington Times, and he pretty much made the exact same point. So let's get with Michael and ask him some questions. Michael, you said that if we don't fix competition within healthcare, especially within hospital markets, families and employers, they're going to be paying more, and Congress will keep fighting over the budget, and that all could lead to more shutdowns like we experienced earlier a few months ago. Is that correct?
Yeah, Casey, good morning. Great to be with you guys. Great to be with your listener. I'll try to bring like a little bit of good news to the conversation, because I know when the conversation gets to healthcare, it's just like, oh my gosh, one bad news cycle after the next. But if there's one silver lining, is the fact that we're having this conversation. And you've got leaders like Jim Banks who are really driving this issue, because the fact of the matter is healthcare costs in the United States are outrageously high, and they're going up and to the right. And we need an all-hands-on-deck moment to really fix the various parts of the system that are driving these costs through the roof for employees, for employers, everybody across the board. And so, yeah, my piece gets at one aspect of that. Senator Banks was raising that issue. We need more competition. We need more consumer choice across the board.
Here's the problem. Here's the issue I think people have, though. We've heard this from the Republicans for 15 years, right? They ran on the 2010 midterms and we're going to fix Obamacare. This stinks, and they never do anything about it. Who is preventing them from doing something about it?
It's a great question. I think now's the time. I think after multiple shutdowns, this issue has become so problematic, and you're absolutely right. But what I will say is, the issues on how to reform the system, because that's what we need. And obviously Obamacare didn't do what it was promised. I went back and looked at it, and, then Senator Obama running for president in 2008, talking about Obamacare, said it was going to lower premiums by $2,500 per family per year. The cost of insurance on the Obamacare exchanges has gone up $10,000 for a family or for four. So we've gone in exactly the opposite direction. But what I think the Republicans in Congress are starting to realize is that we need systematic reform, right? It's not just a matter of putting a Band-Aid on a broken system. We've got to look holistically at how can we inject price transparency, competition, and consumer choice all throughout the system, right? And so we've got to look at the rules that are driving prices up and to the right. And so I think there's conversations that are happening now that weren't really happening in 2017, weren't really happening in 2010. And you've got leaders like Brian Blais from Paragon Health Institute, Ovik Roy, Senator Banks on the consolidation issues that we need to address. So I feel like we're getting a critical mass of folks, but, nothing in Washington is a given. So, let's keep the pressure on.
Michael Toth is joining us from the Civitas Institute. He's the research director there. So Rob and I were curious. You mentioned giving consumers more choice. What would that look like in a real world example?
Yeah, I think it's got to look, there's got to be consumer choice at various parts of the system. So I'll just mention a few things. First of all, more HSAs, right? So if we look at HSAs, you're putting healthcare choice in the pocketbook of the consumer, right? So that's one aspect of it. Another aspect of it, and this gets to the shutdown, is, we were giving 100 cents on the dollar to insurance companies, for these Obamacare premiums. That's not price competition if somebody's getting 100 cents on the dollar. They have no incentive to bring those costs down. So I know folks in Capitol Hill on both sides of the aisle are looking at addressing that issue. Another issue on choice is making sure that there's choice in the marketplace. And that's part of what my op-ed got into in the Washington Times. That's what Senator Banks got into. When we look at a major driver of healthcare costs, it's the hospitals, over $1 trillion of spending, and we're seeing more and more consolidation. We need more competition in the marketplace. Competition on the private side is what brings costs down. So I think we need to basically stack choice on top of choice on top of choice and competition. And that force is going to do what it's done across other markets, which is bring costs down. One last thing, Casey, healthcare is not completely broken. There are parts of the healthcare industry where costs are going down. It's things like LASIK, where people are spending their own money on services. There's lots of competition to bring the costs down. So we can do this. We just have to reform the system.
How long do you think consumers would see any savings if any of these proposed reforms actually were put into place?
These things do take some time to turn around, but I know with with what's going on in Washington now, there's conversations that are happening right now. And let's be honest, too. I mean, we've seen prices move quickly in the opposite direction. So these rules, these regulations, they do make a difference. I mean, year one of Obamacare, the premiums went up 47%. Okay, I mean, that just goes to show what changes can do to people's pocketbooks, right? And so I think, consumers are smart. People know that the system is broken. And once our leaders in Washington sort of get the right points in place and fix it, I think consumers will respond like they always do and make the decisions that make the most sense for them and their families.
Well, we appreciate your time. You can find that article in the Washington Times, and it's making healthcare more affordable again. Thank you, Michael, for your consideration.
Casey, my pleasure. Let's do it again.
It is Kendall Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
Hammer and Nigel show back at it this afternoon. The biggest stories in Indy. The House is voting on changing the map. It's Beer Sample Friday. Somebody's going to lose their shirt and pants.
Anticipation of the Christmas season offers the celebration of joy, hope, and redemption as we celebrate the birth of Jesus. But maybe you don't feel joyful. You've lost hope, and redemption of your situation seems impossible. Grief isn't limited to the loss of a loved one through death. Many life circumstances can initiate grief and inhibit our ability to embrace meaningful moments. But you don't have to grieve without hope. Join us at Life Church for our Blue Christmas services, designed to give you space for your grief. Go to lifechurchin.com for more information.
Stuck in a job that just isn't getting it done? Maybe it's time to go for IT. Whether you're just starting out, switching careers, or a military veteran ready for change, My Computer Career can help you launch a rewarding career in IT in months. No prior experience needed. Why spend years getting a traditional degree when your future in IT can start right now? Take the free career evaluation at mycomputercareer.edu today. Your most powerful upgrade? Your career. Go for it. Go for IT. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Exercise Incorporated wants you to start changing your life in 20 minutes a week this month. It's Terry Stacy, and Exercise Inc. only makes this offer once a year in December. If you come in for a free consultation in the month of December, you'll get 2 free sessions just for trying it out, and you don't even have to sign up. Exercise Inc. is a 20-minute once-a-week workout program that will help you get stronger, have more energy, and just feel better. This program was developed to help women with osteoporosis, but it will help both women and men get a lot stronger. Their program will also teach you simple nutritional habits that will help you lose weight and keep it off. Most importantly, you'll have a coach who will hold you accountable in reaching your goals. You don't want to miss this offer. Come in for a free consultation in the month of December, and you'll get 2 free sessions just for trying it out. Exercise Inc., Avon, Brownsburg, Greenwood, Zionsville, and now in Fishers, exerciseinc.com.
The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in more places that could expose you more to identity theft. But LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our US-based restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or financial losses alone. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
I've been a Republican my whole life.
I proudly voted for President Trump 3 times.
I want Republicans to win.
But mid-cycle redistricting isn't the right way to do it. It's a waste of taxpayer dollars.
And it gives D.C. more power to tell us what to do.
That's not how Hoosiers do things.
Tell your legislator, spend your time passing a conservative agenda
that lowers costs and makes our lives better.
And don't rig our elections.
Paid for by Indiana Conservation voters. Casey and the Sunshine Band, live at Old National Center, January 23rd at 7:30 p.m. It's the ultimate throwback party. Get your tickets today at WIBC.com.
So there's numbers out on how many people have been let go in this country, and it's not great.
No, it's not. So there was a consulting firm by the name of, what was it? It's an interesting name, Challenger Gray and Christmas. They reported on Thursday. Yeah, can you imagine if your last name was Christmas? It would be a holiday every day. But they announced that there were 1.1 million job layoffs announced this year, and it has been the most since 2020 during the pandemic.
Well, this is one of the things that the Republicans don't want to admit. And look, it's not all the Republicans' fault. They just happen to be in charge right now. But this country has just been so abhorrent in how look, it was bad before COVID, but the way we've handled economic policy in this country with the money printing, with now the tariffs, with the supply chain disruptions, you can't do all of these things and not think it's going to have some sort of profound impact on the economy. You could mask it for so long the way they did during COVID, where they just threw a bunch of money at people and were like, oh, see, no problem whatsoever. I mean, you think about it when you say it out loud. Do you think you could realistically shut a society down for 6 months, a year, and then once society, quote unquote, opens back up, it's some slow rollout, and shut down ports and the ability to move goods and services, and not think that eventually there's going to be some
long-term effect to it?
Right. Like, I don't know why this is surprising to people at all. And in this case, the Republicans and Democrats share the blame equally because it started under Trump. All the shutdown stuff, all the bribery of the states was done under Trump. They would have never shut down if they hadn't printed all that money and thrown it at people. Then obviously continued under Biden. So you've got all these things that were shut down. Biden and his people were brutally incompetent. And so nothing really got back to the way it was before. And then you have Trump coming in, pouring gas on it with the tariffs. Like, why any person would think that this is surprising or that it's going to get any better anytime soon is beyond me.
So total layoffs for 2025 have reached 1.17 million, and it's 54% higher than the same period last year. It's also the highest layoff level since 2020, as we mentioned. And some of the key drivers for the layoffs include corporate restructuring. It's the most common reason for job cuts in November, followed by company closings and also economic market conditions. They also say it's artificial intelligence. AI-related changes have caused over 54,000 layoffs this year. Tech companies alone announced over 12,000 cuts in November. And that raises the tech layoffs by 17% year over year. And then, as you mentioned, tariffs.
You know, we've gone from, I remember this years ago. I would have been in college. Maybe this is a college class. I don't remember where I heard this from. But so this would have been in the mid-2000s. And somebody was saying, technology is going to reach a point where the good it does, like the helping, right, or whatever, to humanity gets far surpassed by the damage it does. And what they meant by that is, like, there's a lot of good things that come out of, technology, medical advancements, helping people live longer, certainly in terms of, the invention of the internet. Hey, you can communicate with people that you haven't seen in years, all these sorts of things. But they said eventually the technology will advance to the point where the damage it starts doing, and you're seeing this, right, with the AI stuff, with the ability of, you look at your fast food joint, the kiosk, taking away the jobs of, it's going to just swallow up the entire economy. And then there's going to be these new things come along. See, the artificial intelligence, the videos, the deep fakes, all of this stuff, where society is just going to be overrun by it, and there'll be no recovering from it. And it is starting to really feel like we are entering that phase of the game where the robots start winning and taking over, and select people who,
for lack of
a better term, control the robots, are going to keep doing well, and everybody else, soup line for you.
So layoff announcements above 70,000 in November have happened only twice since the year 2008. And since the 2008 financial crisis, a lot of companies generally try to avoid announcing layoffs right before the holidays. November's numbers were lower than October's numbers. October's numbers were pretty bad, 150,000 plus cuts, and that was the highest level in 22 years for that month.
Well, and then it comes back to, you start with, what are they doing today? What's the focus today down the street from us? Is it on any of this stuff?
Redistricting.
Yeah. Is it on any of this stuff?
Mm-mm.
Is it anything about affordability of living? Is it addressing the skyrocketing utility bills? Any of this stuff that would help actual people? No. I asked this question yesterday, and not a single person could answer it on social media. Has there been one bill filed by a Republican that is focused on lowering the burden to the government that everybody is asked to shoulder. So tax cuts, but I'm not talking about these specialty tax cuts they do like for their business buddies. I'm talking about like legitimate gas tax, property tax, the utility bills, all that stuff. No, of course not. Is there anything addressing affordability of living? No, of course not. They're focused on crypto. They're focused on getting rid of making the lieutenant governor an appointed position. They're focused on the stupid sandwich. They're focused on this redistricting stuff. There's nothing they're doing. And the same thing is true in Washington. And then in Washington, they have the audacity to come out and go, oh, it's the greatest economy ever. We're cooking. Everything's fabulous. We're so hot right now. No, we're not hot right now. We're not hot right now. I believe it was the philosopher Katy Perry who once said, you're hot then you're cold. You're yes then you're no. And that's where we're at right now. Like that for most people, it is not hot.
There was a new poll that came out, and this was published in Politico, and it says that Trump's own voters are now beginning to blame him for the affordability crisis.
Do you have a data point on that?
I do.
Okay.
I do. So the polling shows that many Americans are starting to blame Donald Trump for the high cost of living. 46% say the cost of living is the worst they can remember, and 37% of them were Trump voters.
Yeah, it's not getting any better. So after you've been there a year, you own it, right? There's a window where you say, okay, hey, it's the other guy. We went through this Obama where it was ridiculous, where everything 3 years in was still Bush's fault. It's like, oh, no. You signed up for this job. You knew what the job was. You don't get to blame the other guy after a certain window of time. And I think what has people really irked is not only is it not getting better, but there's no plan to make it better. There's no plan from Trump. There's no plan from the Republicans in the House. There's nothing from the Republicans in the Senate. What are they debating right now or getting ready to debate? Whether we're going to extend these Obamacare subsidies for 3 more years. Not 1 year, not 2 years, but 3 years. You, me, on the other hand, we're about to just get totally hosed on our insurance. But hey, because we go to work every day, F us, right? You'll just shut up and pay it. Nobody's focused on the affordability of the middle class who's working, the middle class who's producing. Those middle class people who are working and producing are being driven down into the lower class. Almost nobody's elevating anymore. It's almost impossible, unless you're going to work 3 or 4 jobs, to elevate your financial position right now, unless you're in a very select group of fields. And people are like, wait a second, dude. You were supposed to fix this, and you seem to be focused on everything but this.
According to this poll, 56% of Americans say affordability is their number one priority. You're listening to Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC.
Technology Recyclers is the safe and ethical choice for your computer and electronics recycling. R2 certified, 100% landfill free, guaranteed destruction of data, and absolutely free pickups. Visit tech-recyclers.com. The holidays are here, and if that means it's time for new flooring in your home, then Brothers Floor Covering is ready to help. Brand new carpet, hardwoods, laminates, and luxury vinyl plank in stock now. Plus, Brothers Floor Covering is offering you deep savings if you book now for install in early 2026. Visit Brothers Floor Covering today at their new location, 8550 Michigan Road. Discover why buying local means receiving more, not paying more. Get the flooring of your dreams installed now. Stop in today or visit brothers-floorcovering.com.
Garage door problems? Call today for service today. Garage Doors of Indianapolis services all makes of garage doors 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call today for service today. 875-4577. Call today for service today. Get it fixed right now. Call Garage Doors of Indianapolis at 875-4577 or visit doorstoday.com.
In the morning, call 875-4577.
Service today?
Today.
Join us every Friday right around 5:50 for Beer Sample Friday.
Brought to you by Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus, home of free delivery within 75 miles of their store.
Hey, Black Friday's come early to Tom Roush Lincoln with our 999 deal. $9,000 off a new Lincoln Corsair, $9,000 off a new Lincoln Nautilus, or $9,000 off a new Lincoln Aviator. Your choice of any of these great luxury cars, $9,000 off. So get those Black Friday deals all month long at Tom Roush Lincoln.
Corsair stock number L25277, MSRP 5220. Nautilus stock number L25270, MSRP 57235. Aviator stock number L25246, MSRP 65165. Offer good through 12/31/25.
Attention, Indiana homeowners. Are you tired of avoiding your wet basement? Hi, I'm Mike Smith with Swainco Crawl Space and Basement Repair, your real, local, Indiana family-owned experts. Imagine all the possibilities of a guaranteed dry basement, a cozy new family room, a home gym, or even a new office. And with no interest, no payment financing, you don't have to break the bank to do it. Make the most of your basement today. Call Swainco 317-407-1868 or swaincollc.com.
It's not just cancer care, it's the complete care you get at Hendricks.
And you can feel that spirit of excellence, trying to do what's best from a medical standpoint, but also trying to affect the patient and their family as you would a family member.
Hendricks Care is trying to meet the patient where they are.
You know your body better than anyone else.
Do the cancer screening early.
An ounce of prevention versus a pound of cure.
Learn about health screenings at hendricks.org/cancer.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks Vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use as directed.
Jeff Saturday on Teamwork.
Hey, I know a little something about the value of teamwork. So when I found my name on IndianaUnclaimed.gov, you can bet I checked some teammates' names as well. And I found them, lots of them, including a Hall of Famer and another with his own TV show. Look out for your own team and go to IndianaUnclaimed.gov and see if your name's on the list. Trust me, Indiana Unclaimed wants you to reunite you with your hard-earned money. Visit IndianaUnclaimed.gov today.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recyclers Studios, how 2 people wound up dead in a robbery attempt last night in Indy, the number of people injured in a Thursday shooting at a bowling alley in Fort Wayne, and who's backing a casino to come to that area as well. Those stories and more next after Fox News. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 10 o'clock.
The Attorney General says it's about time. I'm Kathleen Maloney, Fox News. The man accused of planting 2 pipe bombs near the U.S. Capitol years ago is expected to appear in court today. Attorney General Pam Bondi tells Fox and Friends.
This case languished. It sat there for 4 years collecting dust. No one did anything to solve this. And right when Kash Patel and Dan Bongino came in, Dan said to me, Dan said to all of us, I'm going to solve this case.
Video released by the FBI shows the suspect, Brian Cole Jr., placing the bombs outside the headquarters of the Republican and Democratic National Committees before the January 6th Capitol riots. The 2026 FIFA World Cup draw is today. Fox's Todd Pyro has more.
President Trump making the World Cup one of his biggest priorities, and for good reason. This will be the largest World Cup in history, with up to 48 different countries, expanding from 32. Today, teams will find out who they play in the first round, which starts next June. President Trump announcing the FIFA Pass. In a meeting with FIFA President Gianni Infantino last month, the pass will give those with tickets to the games priority visa appointments, as he expects the Cup to bring an economic boom. Another aspect of today's draw is the first ever FIFA Peace Prize, which is widely anticipated to be awarded to, you guessed it, President Trump.
You can watch the World Cup draw at noon Eastern on Fox Television. A major media merger. Fox's Lillian Wu with those details.
Netflix beating out Paramount and Comcast to buy Warner Brothers Discovery. The streaming giant agreeing to buy the Hollywood studio known for blockbusters like the Superman films and the Harry Potter movies in a deal worth $82.7 billion.
The deal faces regulatory scrutiny, but the companies do expect it to close within the next year and a half. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
An armed robbery attempt turning for the worse. Partly cloudy, 22 in the capital city. Today's high at 32 today. I'm Jarrett Lewis. Here's what's trending at 10:02. A woman and a man are dead in what police say was a failed robbery at a women's clothing store, Josephine's, last night. A man believed to be connected to the shooting ran from the store on the city's east side. but was caught after a short chase. Police say he shot himself and later died at the hospital.
It's absolutely senseless. Right before the holidays, to come in and make decisions like this that is just life-altering and life-ending for some people.
IMPD East District Commander Mike Leeper spoke to reporters at the scene. While working a part-time detail at the Thunder Bowl in South Fort Wayne, an Allen County Sheriff's Department officer called city police just before 10 p.m. Thursday after hearing multiple gunshots go off inside the bowling alley. When Fort Wayne police arrived, they found 3 victims, 2 men and 1 woman. All 3 were taken to the hospital, with one of the men in critical condition but had non-life-threatening injuries. The other 2 shot are stable, as police are working to identify a possible suspect. Staying in Fort Wayne, Mayor Sharon Tucker says she's supporting a state-regulated casino.
And some might say, well, Mayor, why? Why are you interested in seeing that there is a gaming license added to your community? This opportunity is too big of a opportunity for the city of Fort Wayne to pass up.
She was one of several people who spoke Thursday in favor of a House bill that would allow for the approval of a casino in Allen County under certain circumstances. Those against a casino say casinos have negative impacts like addiction, mental health decline, and financial ruin for some families. Tomorrow is game day for the Indiana football Hoosiers as the number 2 team in the land. They take on top-ranked Ohio State for the Big Ten Championship. IU center Pat Coogan says they need to control the line of scrimmage if they want to win this game.
We got to have a great plan in place to attack on the early downs and be efficient, really run the ball efficiently so we can set ourselves up for success and stay out of those 3rd and long situations, which no one enjoys being in.
Both teams are undefeated. The Buckeyes are a 4-point favorite to win the game. Kickoff is set for 8 o'clock. Meanwhile, the Indiana Pacers, losers of 2 in a row, are hoping to get back in the win column tonight against the Chicago Bulls. Tip-off in the Windy City is at 8 p.m. Eastern. I'm Jarrett Lewis on The Level, on the go, and on WIBC.com. Kendall and Casey back in 1 minute.
Fall in Indy, and if you hate the paint, do what your neighbor Don did. He called Rhino Shield.
Well, the home was built in 1948. Paint on the aluminum siding was peeling, and I couldn't find anyone who would repaint it until I called Rhino Shield.
Rhino Shield's better than paint, and the crew
painted all my aluminum siding, and I've got a front porch that runs the whole length of the house, and all the pillars and everything. And once they were gone, I couldn't even tell that they were there.
With Rhino Shield's 25-year transferable warranty, you'll never have to paint your home again. And right now, you can have Rhino Shield for 15% off the regular price.
Well, I've told a lot of people, do the Rhino Shield. It's really a great product, and if you don't want to paint the house, that would be the way to go.
Here's Rhino Shield's Shane Smith.
This offer is limited, so call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint.
Don't vinyl.
Go Rhino.
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
You're listening to Rob Kendall.
When we talk about sending money somewhere, we're talking about printing the money because we have no money.
And Casey Daniels.
My government would never lie to me, would they?
On 93 WIBC.
Okay, so I guess we're done with the California did it, so we have to do it thing, right?
Do you say that because the Supreme Court voted in favor of Texas's redistrict maps?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
So California's getting 5, Texas is getting 5. So one of our arguments at the little get-together they're going to have down the street from us in a little bit, that's out the window, right? We can't talk about California because California's redistricting was in response, 100%. You can hate California all you want, and you probably should. They're rotten. But their redistricting was 100% done in response to the Texas legislature going first. So they're probably going to get 5. Texas is going to get 5. That's a wash. Now we got to find some other boogeyman to blame, right? I mean, am I unreasonable by saying that for the need to put Jennifer Ruth Green in the U.S. Congress?
Well, and they also said that Florida is going to redistrict and possibly Virginia. So this isn't necessarily resting on the shoulders of Indiana anymore.
Well, no. You've got North Carolina, which is going to net a Republican seat. Ohio has already done theirs. They will probably net at least 1, maybe 2 Republican seats. You've got Missouri, who's done it, who will net a Republican seat. And so I'm just doing my public school math. That seems like 4 or 5 more Republican seats. Now, yes, Virginia's pondering doing it. They will pick up 1. But this whole, well, we have to do it because someone else did it, that doesn't really fly. And again, we're just admitting on all of this that the representation doesn't matter. Working for you isn't a thing. This is about boosting political parties. That's it. The idea of a representative, and this is one of the things that just infuriates me about this. When our founders set up this country, it was a brilliant, brilliant system. And by design, the Senate are the elitists, right? They're the tippy top people. That's why their terms are 6 years. It's why they cover the entire state. They're supposed to see, the long view of things. The representative is supposed to do just that. Represent like-minded communities of interest. That's the whole premise of it. That's why it's called a representative. It was to take smaller pockets of people who have shared interest, who aren't going to get that same representation from the United States Senate, and have individuals who go in there and fight for them. You look at these maps, and you have multiple districts that will stretch from Indianapolis to corners of the state, in which those corners of the state have little, if any, geographical, industry-wise, all of these things.
Economic commonalities.
Right. Yes, economic commonalities. Yes, thank you. Time zones with the people of Indianapolis. And we're supposed to believe that our representatives are going to go in there and fight for all these people at the same time. They can't do that. You're going to get much worse. As bad as our representation is right now, it's going to get much worse if these maps pass.
So it's now being reported that some top GOP officials have admitted that they're too scared to say anything against redistricting because it could get them kicked off of the state central committee where the positions are determined by the district.
Well, isn't it interesting that this rally today, the state party, Republican Party, hasn't said a word about it. It's all Turning Point USA. I haven't seen anything from the state Republican Party about any of this. And again, it comes back to, if we now admit, which they have admitted, by the way, they legally had to admit it. That's why they admitted it, that this is all political. It's all about boosting the Republican Party. My question back to you is to say, what have the Republicans done for you? Don't even take the past year. Let's take the past 25 years. You know who's added the most debt to the nation? The Republicans, right? The spending, the crony capitalism. The Democrats are bad. Not disputing that. But if this is all about putting more of one group of people in power, in the state of Indiana, our taxes have never been higher under the Republicans. Spending has never been greater under the Republicans. See, Indiana Economic Development Corporation, the corruption and crony capitalism has never been greater under the Republicans. What are you so excited about that you think that rigging these maps, as they've now publicly admitted, which is all about you are last, they are first. The maps are being changed to help the Republican Party. Full stop. Not help you, not anything to do with anything that's going to better you. What have they done to warrant you going, oh, yeah? And we already know who the candidate's going to be. It's going to be this totally corrupt, unethical Jennifer Ruth Green, or at least that's who they want it to be, the golden child, who was so unethical. I mean, Tony Soprano saw her and was like, whoa, you better put the brakes on there, lady. That in 8 months, she got run out of a cushy $275,000 taxpayer-funded job. What about any of this do you say, if you're a logical thinking person, this is going to be so much better for me?
Well, the House is having their final reading of the amendments today. There were 21 amendments, by the way, and then they're going to vote. But yesterday, Ed Delaney said something which I thought was very curious.
The Democrats are amazing. I had lunch yesterday, and I will totally not name this person, with a very prominent, influential Democrat, not a politician, but someone who is very influential in the Democrat Party. And we talked for probably an hour and a half, and we don't agree on a lot of things, but it was interesting, just the back and forth. And one of the things I told him, and this person agreed, I said, your biggest obstacle, and we were talking about, look, the only hope for the Democrats is that Bo Bai gets it together next year. He's the last hope for the Democrats, that if he can win that Secretary of State's race, because Diego is so unethical and corrupt, and whatever gets exposed about that they can somehow put the band back together. I said, your biggest problem is that Bo Bai is going to have to overcome the insanity and just the utter stupidity in which you guys not only snatched defeat from the jaws of victory, but somehow managed to take your own foot and stick it in your own mouth and kick yourself in the face repeatedly. And this person didn't even dispute it. He said, no, you're right. I mean, like, the Democrats are their own worst enemy. They can't just get out of the way. They can't just be like, if this is going to fail, let it fail and let them take the blame. They always have to be the weirdos in the room. And I like Ed Delaney. He's been on our show numerous times.
He has.
He is one of the more normal ones. He is one of the more rational ones. But again, he did it yesterday. It's even the ones you don't expect. What the hell is this, Casey?
He only thought about one thing. He didn't think about trade, economics. Didn't think about voting trends, didn't think about our regions, didn't think about our rivers or our lakes, didn't think about anything except one thing. That's quite a miracle. It used to be the other way. When I was in school, the teacher said, Delaney, you're supposed to be thinking about history. Could you not think about sex for just 10 minutes? I never got there. It didn't work. Okay.
What? Why would he bring that up?
Okay, so a bunch of people sent this to me, and I'm like, okay, first of all, honest. We always say we want honesty.
Okay.
Second of all, I'm the wrong guy to be pitching that to, because from about the age of 16 on, it was about how to get girls to notice me, and I'm not going to be like, well, like, it's not even what he said. Like, everybody knows what he was saying, right? Like, that's what dudes do, right? That's what straight men do from the time they're 14, 15, whatever. They're thinking about girls. That's it. I think that's what he was saying, right? But that is the total wrong time to say that.
Not the place to be saying that.
What does that have to do with
anything? They can't help
anything?
themselves.
Yeah, so you take something that is, at least with the public at large, which is in your favor, which poll after poll after poll shows the public is against redistricting in this state, including by Republican pollsters. And you take the attention off of that, and now it's, well, there's another Democrat weirdo. Gee, maybe we should rig these maps because these people are so weird.
Exactly. He's like winning the argument. So the Democrats, speaking of them, they were supposed to be having a rally, an anti-redistricting rally on Monday, and it was going to feature former U.S. Senator, Ambassador to the Holy See, Joe Donnelly. But I just got a note now that's saying they're not holding that rally as planned.
Well, I don't think at this point the rallies, other than to work against you, there's no point to have them. Like, if let's say this thing today, let's play two scenarios out with this rally that's going to take place down the street. Now, look, I don't believe there's any way Turning Point USA is going to allow this thing to fail, and they're going to have 30 people. Like, they're such a large group. They'll bus people in. They'll bring people from other states if they have to, pay people to go, whatever. They're not going to allow.
So you're saying it won't just be Indianans?
I don't know that. I'm just saying Turning Point will not allow the thing to fail because they'll want to go see everybody really was for it. And they know the media is not going to be on the ground quizzing people about who they are and where they're from and did you get paid to go or whatever. No, you can do that. Like, I'm not saying there's anything illegal or anything about any of that. I'm just saying, like, when we did our property tax rally, there ain't no giveaways for people to come. We legitimately put 1,000 people in that state house who gave of their own time and effort, and we didn't even have buses or anything else. We were like, come if you want to come, and people came.
Figure out your own parking.
Right. But the point of all this is, the House has already decided. It's already over. Like, they already know what they're doing. There's no doubt that this is going to pass the House of Representatives. So you're what? You're shooting your entire shot on a group of people that already know what they're doing. And the Senate, I don't think anybody's going to move based on people being in that state house because they already know. They've already done their own internal polling. They already know the ultimate poll, which is what they've heard from their constituents. So the only thing you could do at this point is have the thing like the last time they had the legit rally with Mike and Diego where there were an embarrassing 30 people or whatever it was there. So why would you even do it at this point?
Yeah, well, this is it. They're saying they're calling on the people to come support them so that they can change the minds of the state Senate.
And I, again, would like to hear from somebody, because I've been putting this out for over a day now. Nobody, and there's plenty of people who find me on social media. Take away, I want to get rid of Andre Carson, because as we've said, Andre Carson has no control over anything. He's not in power. The Republicans are in full power. Tell me how adding 2 more Republicans to the Republican governance we already have, which is all you're going to be doing. That is the exercise here. You tell me how that's going to better your life. You tell me what the Republicans in Indiana have done for you and the Republicans in Washington, D.C. the past year have done for you, that you say, my life is so much better, and give me specific instances of how your life is better. I've been asking for this for a day now, and nobody can do it.
You know what today is? It's Repeal Day, Rob.
That's right.
Yeah.
92 years ago today, Prohibition Dunzo.
And unfortunately, you've got the Indiana Licensed Beverage Association is going to cease to operate.
Yeah, so our local bar merchants have been in really decline the past decade or so. It's getting to a crisis point, and so Brad, our old pal, Brad Klopfenstein, he'll be with us to talk about the sort of the lay of the landscape here and what can be done about it to try to revive sort of the local bar industry.
He joins us next on 93 WIBC.
Santa's checking his list, and the Hoosiers keep landing on the nice and nasty list. Nice hustle. Nasty from downtown.
And three-pointer on the way.
Yes! Coach Darren DeVries has a workshop full of sharpshooters and high flyers, stacking up wins like gifts under the tree. Grab the cocoa and enjoy some holiday hoops. IU versus Louisville, Saturday at 2 on your home for Hoosiers basketball. 93 WIBC.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. If you're living with a chronic condition like diabetes, chronic heart failure, or a cardiovascular disorder, you might count on extra support with your health care too. That's why United Healthcare offers chronic special needs plans with extra benefits and a large provider network to choose from. Visit uhc.com/Medicare to find out if you qualify today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage Indiana can count on. Provider network may vary in local market.
Hey, ladies, are you interested in self-protection but don't know where to begin, or maybe you're too nervous to enter the gun store alone? Well, let me introduce you to Premier Arms. They're more than just a gun store. Premier Arms is a supportive community dedicated to empowering women. They have a friendly, educated staff, and they'll provide personalized guidance, ensuring you feel confident in your firearm choice. It's Casey Daniels letting you know Premier Arms is where female gun owners are supported. Call them today, 317-858-3030.
Hey, it's Big Joe for your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer, Jim's Heating and Air Conditioning. Owner Jim Scott is based in Clinton County, but they're now serving a larger area.
Boone County and Hamilton County, there are just not enough HVAC contractors in those areas to handle the demand. So we can offer a value for them because of our 5-star rating, family-owned, quality.
On the north side, just go to jimsheating-air.com for Jim's Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in more places that could expose you more to identity theft. But LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our U.S.-based restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or financial losses alone. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Stacy, are you wearing yoga pants to go shopping? Oh, we're not going out shopping. We're staying in with JTV. I love jewelry television. Their pearls, their lab-grown diamond jewelry. Oh, hello. What about their Italian gold and moissanite fire? Okay, but what about the guys on my holiday list? Relax. JTV has gifts galore, even for men, like watches and sunglasses.
Watch JTV live and on streaming or shop JTV.com for up to 80% off select items.
Ready to shop? Yes, but can I borrow a pair of sweats?
See the diamonds at Pierce Jewelers. Diamond earrings, diamond pendants, diamond rings, and diamond bracelets. They shop the world to bring you the best. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
Our main streets are whitewashed windows and vacant stores.
Casey, I have good news and I have bad news. Which would you like first?
I would like the good news first.
Okay, well, today is the 92nd anniversary of Repeal Day from Prohibition.
Oh, okay. Well, cheers.
So drink heavily.
Yeah, drink to that.
Now for the bad news.
Yeah, what's that?
Well, some of our local bar owners are not doing so well.
Yeah. I could see that. The cost of everything's up, so it's cheaper just to have a cocktail in your kitchen.
And I saw this post the other day from our old pal, Brad Klopfenstein. And nobody knows booze in Indiana like Klopfenstein.
Right.
And it was from the Indiana Licensed Beverage Association. And it was this, it starts out with this great post. It's the 92nd anniversary of Repeal Day. Everybody celebrate and have a beverage. And then it goes into how much sort of our local bar merchants are struggling, and essentially that the Indiana Licensed Beverage Association going to shut its doors.
Oh, no.
So let's find out what's going on and why. Brad Klopfenstein joins us now. Brad, hello.
Rob, Casey, good to talk to you.
Okay, so tell us about this. Let's start with this. Why are local, your mom and pop, for lack of a better term, the mom and pop bar owners, why are they struggling so much?
A lot of it's just increased competition. You've got breweries, you've got distilleries, you've got chain restaurants, you've got a whole bunch of riverfront permits that are being placed out there in the market, and there's just more competition, and consumer preferences have changed. I know that I've talked to Casey about this before. Just alcohol consumption is down in general, and I think there's other societal factors. Some of it's zoning. It used to be that you would have a neighborhood tavern on just about every corner, and now zoning has kind of hemmed those into strip centers, so you can no longer just walk to the bar. You have to drive, and, you don't want people drinking and driving, so they just don't go as often.
So that's interesting. Like, I think about when you say that, like Sid's Bar in Noblesville. That's a legendary location. It's literally right on the square in Noblesville, and it's, everybody knows about it. I assume it's still there. You're saying that those days are donezo.
They're not done. There's just fewer of those places. Sid's is actually kind of a success story. I think Sid's just sold a couple of years ago, and they redid it. The dank has been improved in there, Rob.
Brad Klopfenstein, our guest. We're talking about the really bad position local bar merchants are in the state of Indiana. Now, tell us about the Indiana Licensed Beverage Association and why they're shutting their doors, because they've been a major advocate of supporting these people for over 90 years now, right?
Yeah, the Indiana Licensed Beverage Association was founded in 1933, right there at the end of Prohibition. And it's a trade association for small, independent, kind of mom and pop bars and taverns. And it's just because of some of the things we've talked about, we've just got fewer members as part of the pool. Typically, the ownership of those places has aged quite a bit here in the last 20, 25 years. And then also just people joining trade associations, those numbers are down across the board. But we've just got, the Indiana Licensed Beverage Association has gotten to the point where they don't have the financial resources nor the volunteers to keep going. And just for disclosure, I used to be their president, their paid president from 2005 to 2009. And then I had been on their board here for the last 5 or 6 years. And we've been trying to keep it going, but just we weren't getting the interest from the bar owners. And, we finally made that decision that we know what's inevitable, so let's just call it a day.
So the Indiana Licensed Beverage Association successful in passing some initiatives like serving alcohol, legalizing alcohol on Election Day, also Christmas Day. But with it dissolving, what will the consumer notice, if anything?
Initially, they probably won't notice much, but that association has always looked out not only for the bar owners, but for our patrons. And you don't exactly know what you miss out on because it's trying to prove a negative, but I think that the Licensed Beverage Association has always been a strong advocate for responsible alcohol consumption, and sometimes when you don't have that voice, you don't know if they're going to take, right now it's 0.08 is the legal limit to drive with alcohol in your system. I know that there's initiatives to take that down to 0.05 or 0.03, and typically the association would have been in a position to say, listen, the people at 0.08 aren't the problem. It's the people at 0.15 and above that are the problem. And statistics bear that out. But there's not going to be that group to fight for that now.
Couple minutes with our old pal, Brad Klopfenstein. We're talking about the position local bar merchants find themselves in now in the state of Indiana. Would you advise, like if one of your friends came to you and said, hey, I'm thinking about starting a bar, what would you tell him today?
You can do it and be successful. Sometimes bar owners can be some of their own worst enemy. And, they'll do things on the cheap. You have to be willing to put money into your restrooms. You have to be willing to put money into your facilities. You have to be welcoming. And I think that for somebody who wants to get in, you can do it right, you can be successful, and you can make money. But know your market, know what your competition is, and know what your niche is going to be. Be in a neighborhood that's up and coming and has, some disposable income that's there. You typically want younger people. that whole industry is driven by consumers that are ages 35 and less, even though Casey and I might actually help take it the other direction.
Hey!
Hey, I like that.
You notice how he's grouping me in with the old people crowd? Brad,
well, look, again, I mean, you're only 64 years old.
I look fantastic for my age, too. Brad, is this happening across the country, or is this an Indiana thing?
No, it's happening across the country. We were part of a bigger organization called the American Beverage Licensees, which is a national group. And even they used to be only for bars and restaurants, and then they merged with the Liquor Store Association back in the early 2000s. And it was simply because there were fewer members, and in order to survive, you kind of had to combine resources. So it's not just an Indiana thing. We just happen to be the most recent one to fall.
Brad, where can people find you if they enjoy more of your, if they like more of your general pleasant demeanor and personality?
Well, first, I have to ask Rob, is this the new Mind Your Manners segment?
Yes, Brad, because when we think of manners, we think of you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mind your cocktail.
So, the Indiana Licensed Beverage Association, we still have a Facebook page that's active, and I'll continue to maintain that to some degree. So on Facebook, Indiana Licensed Beverage Association, people can find me at Brad Klopfenstein, bradklopfenstein.com, Facebook, wherever, Twitter. Indiana Klopp is actually my Twitter/X account.
You know,
So,
you need a website, klopfensteinstein.com.
I actually need to grab that, because you say that now within 10 minutes somebody's going to have grabbed that off the GoDaddy.
Brad, thank you.
All right, thanks, guys. Take care.
It's Kendall Casey on 93 WIBC.
The holidays are the most wonderful time of the year, and let's be honest, between travel, to-do lists, and year-end everything, it can get overwhelming. Now add retirement planning to the mix? Not a chance. Here's the good news. Retirement planning doesn't have to be stressful. At Howard Bailey Financial, our team simplifies the process, listens to your goals, and helps you take your next retirement steps with more confidence. So while you're wrapping gifts and planning get-togethers, let Howard Bailey Financial help you wrap up your retirement plan. Get started today by texting WRAP to 888-494-5004 to download your free retirement toolkit. That's WRAP to 888-494-5004. Because financial confidence doesn't just belong under the tree, it belongs in your future. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. See disclosures at howardbailey.com.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
He's set to appear today. I'm Jarrett Lewis. Here's what's trending at 10:30. The Virginia man who police say planted 2 pipe bombs outside of both the Republican and Democratic National Committee headquarters almost 5 years ago is expected to appear in court today. The suspect is 30-year-old Brian Cole Jr. He's facing 2 federal charges. Authorities claim the suspect purchased materials that could be used to build pipe bombs back in 2019 and 2020. Accused killer Luigi Mangione is back in court today for the 4th day of a hearing to bar evidence from his state murder trial.
We're expecting to hear from a couple of officers who responded to a 911 call at that McDonald's in Pennsylvania from customers who recognize the suspected killer of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. The judge also made public some of the exhibit photos showing items recovered from Mangione during his arrest at that McDonald's, including the laptop that was with him and a photo of all the cash that was found on him at several $1,000s, mostly in $100 bills, some foreign banknotes from Thailand, India, and Japan.
Fox's Chandler Painter reporting Mangione's defense team argued much of the key evidence should be thrown out because police searched his belongings without a warrant and delayed the reading of his Miranda rights. A 69-year-old man from Syracuse, Indiana, identified as Philip Hoover, died from accidental drowning after falling into a private pond while trying to rescue his dog, who had fallen through the ice first. Emergency personnel rescued the dog, who was not hurt. The Elkhart County Sheriff's Office confirmed the man's death at the hospital. And Netflix is agreeing to acquire Warner Brothers' Discovery Studio and streaming business for $72 billion. The deal includes Warner's HBO Max and DC Studios, and the acquisition is valued at about $28 per Warner share. I'm Jarrett Lewis on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hi, it's Denny Smith, and when temps are dropping, it means your water heaters, softeners, and even those old pipes are under stress. Fall's the time when rain hits, the ground shifts, and tree roots start tearing into those old clay or PVC lines. LD Smith Plumbing can handle it all. Water heaters, softeners, leaks, even gas line inspections before you fire up that furnace or fireplace. And don't forget those hoses, hose bibs, and crawl space vents before the freeze hits. Call my friends at LD Smith Plumbing, the local pros I trust, or just head to ldsmithplumbing.com today.
It's the season of giving, so why not give yourself something that lasts? Now through December 15th, Financial Center is offering mortgage and refinance rates as low as 5.50% or 5.9% APR, helping you save more for years to come. Financial Center makes things easy with local experts and options for every homeowner. Start now at fcfcu.com/mortgage. That's fcfcu.com/mortgage. Subject to underwriting guidelines. Not all will qualify. Equal opportunity lender. See website for terms and conditions and MLS number 509724.
With Steel, batteries are included. This holiday season, give a gift that's ready to go right out of the box. For everything from cleaning up the yard to cutting up firewood, Steel tools check off the wish list and knock out the to-do list. And right now, buy select battery tool sets and get a free extra battery. Visit SteelUSA.com for holiday deals and gift ideas. Happy holidays from Steel. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-296-1251. 800-296-1251. That's 800-296-1251.
Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
Hey guys, it's Rob for We Grow Hair Indie. If you are looking at the top of your head and you're saying, woo, getting a little light up there, now you can take corrective action. Thanks to the fine folks at We Grow Hair Indie. I did this 5 years ago, and every time I look in the mirror, so glad I did. Here's what you do. You call today, 317-522-2995. 317-522-2995. You schedule your totally free, no hassle, no obligation consultation, and go on in there. Darren and the gang, great guys. They'll take a look at what you got going on, and they will give you some options on how to make the top of your head look a little bit better. In the meantime, you can see some other people who made the choice to get their confidence back by going over to WeGrowHairIndie.com. WeGrowHairIndie.com, 317-522-2995. Tell them Rob sent you.
It's B Windows' biggest sale of the year. Get up to 68% off, plus no interest, no payments for 24 months. Call now or go to bwindow.com.
Trust me.
Well, unfortunately, we have some sad news to report. This just came down a little while ago, and that is former WIBC newsman extraordinaire Eric Berman passed away this morning. And for those of you who know, longtime WIBC listeners, I think he was here for more than 20 years, from the 90s all the way into, he was here through parts of COVID. And many of you will remember Eric Berman as the longtime voice of the State House, back when WIBC used to have a permanent, entrenched, like many other news outlets, position in the State House. He would do daily reports from the State House. He would get the interviews with the politicians. And he was a phenomenally interesting guy, despite, in addition to his reporting that everybody knew him from. Best known probably as he won on Jeopardy.
He was a Jeopardy champ.
Not only was he on it, he won an episode of Jeopardy. And Eric was a very interesting guy. Obviously, if you went on Jeopardy, like a guy whose IQ was off the charts. And, when you deal with people who are so ridiculously intelligent, like an Eric Berman, and then you have a guy like me, so what's up, right? Like, what do you even talk to a guy like that? But I was talking to him about his appearance on Jeopardy, and he said the biggest challenge of Jeopardy was not the questions, but it was mastering the buzzer.
Yeah, buzzing in to answer the question.
Because there's really an art to doing the buzzer. And what he said was, a lot of times the people who will be the most effective on Jeopardy are not necessarily the smartest people. It obviously helps. Or even the most well-rounded also helps, but the people who can master the buzzer, because it is a sprint to get into that buzzer properly. So anyway, I wanted to pass that along, that he did pass away this morning. I worked with Eric for I say with, I mean, he was over at the State House most of the time, but I'd see him in the building, and obviously we would air his reports, and for numerous years, and just a really great guy, he was a throwback, a bygone era it doesn't exist anymore, in which media outlets had people, Casey, totally entrenched in the State House every single day.
Yeah, a State House press corps.
Yeah. And it's interesting. I mentioned that I had lunch yesterday with a very prominent Democrat, not an office holder, but somebody who's very entrenched in politics for many, many years in the Democrat Party. And we were talking about just this, about how he was saying that you think about even 25 years ago or 30 years ago, there were 40 plus people with media credentials there inside the State House, like, legitimate, I work for this newspaper, and they were from all over the state. You had Louisville, you had Fort Wayne, you had the region. They had people that they would send down here, especially during session, and they were just entrenched. They lived here, right?
Yeah.
And you had all of these people trying to search out all of these things, not just in terms of policy, but, hey, what's the shenanigans going on behind the scenes? And through budget cuts and consolidations and more budget cuts and more consolidations, there's only a handful of people even there anymore, and that's why these politicians do what they do. They mostly can get away with it.
Yeah, and for the most part, they all live here in Indianapolis full time.
Yeah, I mean, and you think about, I get this all the time. I'm sure you get this all the time. I know our other friends in the media get this all the time. Well, why aren't you covering blank?
Right.
You should look into da-da-da-da-da. And it's like, okay, but when do you, expect me to do whatever thing you want me to do, in addition to all the other things I do? And it just really is hard. It's no fault of the media entity. Well, in the sense they've gutted their budgets, they've slashed their budgets. They don't have this anymore. But in terms of the people that are in the State House, there's only so many hours in the day.
Right.
You have to cover the nuts and bolts of the stuff going on, because that's actually affecting people's lives. So then when you get all these sort of extracurricular things that are happening,
can't do it all.
You just can't. And that's why these politicians pull the stuff they do. It takes a very high bar. See someone maybe getting indicted or being, under a grand jury investigation, to actually draw the attention of the public, because you have to have some sort of paper trail of something to be looking into these things.
Yeah. But by all accounts, Eric Berman was a truly kind person and had a thirst for knowledge.
Oh, he was great. He was great. And he truly was a throwback to a bygone era. Guys like him just don't really exist anymore. And one of the things about Eric Berman, it was fascinating to talk to him, because he never really gave his opinion on anything.
A true journalist.
Yeah, I mean, on these stories, he would cover, you'd sit there and shoot the breeze with him, and he'd have opinions on things. But my point is, in his news reports, in the things he covered,
fact-based,
he was just, here's what happened. This is what the WIBC newsroom still does so well to this day. Now, we don't have somebody entrenched in the State House like we once did, but the news department, they're totally separate from us. We talk about this all the time, that those guys are not us and we're not them, and they're certainly not accountable to or for us, right? They do a very good job, the WIBC newsroom, as it has for generations, of just simply giving you the facts and then letting you decide what to do with that.
Right, letting you decide. You got an interesting sign put up in your neighborhood?
So I have this at Rob M. Kendall on Twitter if you want to go see it. There is a house on Green Street in Brownsburg. You can drive by and see it now, I'm sure. Green Street is better known as 267, but in the actual town of Brownsburg, it's known as Green Street. If you drive through Green Street in Brownsburg, you will see someone who has a sign. I guess this is in a front yard. Yes, it is in a front yard that says in big letters. It's like a yard sign, like a political yard sign, and it says Rob Kendall is right.
But they don't specify what you're right about.
I guess it's everything.
But you like to point that out multiple times a day. That
Absolutely.
You're right. Yeah,
that's perfect. So that's a little tourist attraction. If you're driving through Brownsburg today, get on Green Street. You'll see somebody with the giant Rob Kendall is right yard sign. God bless that person. They should totally give him a Sagamore.
Somebody agrees with you on something.
There's one person.
Oh,
we found him. And
we got one.
They felt so strongly.
We got one.
Yeah, so you got to do that. If you're through Brownsburg today on Green Street, which is the main drag there, you go find that guy with the Rob Kendall is right sign. And, maybe somebody will take a picture with it. Maybe it'll become like a tourist attraction.
Sure. They should put a little tip jar out there.
To help that guy pay for whatever. It's a nice looking sign. It wasn't cheap.
Sure.
You should Yeah, he should put a tip jar out there. People should leave a few coins.
Yeah.
I do have, if you'd like to see the picture,
For
Twitter,
your run for governor.
Facebook. Might not exist at Run for Governor.
Yeah, exactly. That campaign.
That would be a great slogan, though, wouldn't it?
If Rob Kendall is right.
Yeah. Vote Rob Kendall. Rob Kendall is right.
It's a little double entendre.
Right.
Right meaning conservative.
Right.
Also meaning correct.
We need more people like this guy in the world.
You think so? More people that agree with you?
Yes.
You need more people in this world.
It'd be
like
very good
that.
for me. Maybe
Yeah.
not for the rest of you, but for me.
There was a new study that was published, and it says that after work invitations, like grabbing drinks or attending a casual gathering, can cause stress to people. They're not always happy for everybody. It makes people feel stressed, pressure, and discomfort.
So this is like your office holiday party. Yeah,
or just hey, let's go have a drink. You know, some sort of social invitation from a coworker.
No. Yeah, I see this because there's a bunch of, like, when we have these once a month, we have the all staff meetings, and I'm sure these people are all very lovely, but I don't know any of them. And it's like, we do work
Isn't
together.
that the point of the meeting or the lunch or whatever? So you get to know them.
But I know enough people. I mean, don't you?
You're
don't you
full.
feel like I have enough friends?
You're full.
This is why our show is unique, because we don't want to be friends with any of the politicians, so we can say whatever we think because we have enough friends. I have enough friends.
They say the stress is caused from the decision-making process where you sit there and ask yourself, should I say yes or no? And then the expectations, will they judge me if I decline? The uncertainty, how long is this going to last? Who else is going to be there? And also status dynamics. Invitations from a supervisor feel different than invitations from your friend. It's like mandatory fun. You will go and you will have fun.
Well, you have to go, right? If the supervisor asks you. That's not an invitation. That's a demand, isn't it?
That's like a soft sell. You really should go to this. So will you seem rude if you don't go? That's the biggest question people ask themselves.
But why would you care?
And will it affect my work relationship?
Well, okay, but you would think if you work around someone, they would get the hint pretty quick on whether you want to be their friend or not.
Is it risky for your career if you say no?
What? And this is a nice thing about our job because there's no one here anymore. It's just you and Kev, Hammer Nigel, Ryan Hedrick, Jarrett Lewis.
And none of those people are asking you to go have a cocktail with them.
Hammer and I hang out every so often.
You're okay. You're set. No worries for you.
I used to hang out with you every so often, and then you quit. You just quit. You did a quiet quitting.
Did I? You stopped asking. Hammer's going to join us next. It's 93 WIBC.
Hammer and Nigel show back at it this afternoon. The biggest stories in Indy. The House is voting on changing the map. It's Beer Sample Friday. Somebody's going to lose their shirt and pants.
Galaxy Concrete Coatings is proud to support the Salvation Army's Radiothon through My Virtual Red Kettle. Hey, it's Casey Daniels. Now through December 13th, they'll match your contribution up to $1,000. That's double the impact to make someone's life a little better. Visit WIBC.com and look for Casey's Virtual Red Kettle. While you're at it, check out Galaxy Concrete Coatings and find out why they're your best choice for your flooring needs. This Christmas time, make a difference and upgrade your space with Galaxy Concrete Coatings. They're creating stronger floors and stronger communities.
My husband's an animal in bed.
Well, you know.
Not in the fun way. Think warthog. With a chainsaw.
Snoring and sleep apnea affect over 90 million people, and 1 out of 4 couples sleep in separate rooms. Advent can help. We've been your one-stop solution for nasal congestion, snoring, and sleep apnea for over 20 years. Unlike many other practices, we focus exclusively on these conditions, so you get comprehensive care under one roof. Advent's unique approach can help you breathe and sleep better, and many avoid a CPAP. Plus, most insurance is accepted for our effective 20-minute in-office treatments.
Hey, the only animal you want in your bed is your dog.
Advent. Sleep better. Sleep together. Learn how you can improve your life at adventknows.com.
'Twas the night before the holidays, and all through Indiana, not a
parent was stressed, nor were grandpa or grandma. The children's gifts were marked off the list. Indiana 529 education savings plans were sure to be a hit. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of their future danced in their heads. Flexible options, a generous tax credit, and a convenient mobile app to help put a bow on it. These Hoosiers slept tight with a gift that would last. Visit myindiana529.com to start with just $10 fast. Read the disclosure booklet carefully before investing.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. And that's what you get with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. With more than 45 years' experience serving its members, United Healthcare has plans with low monthly premiums that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage Indiana can count on.
This holiday season, give the gift of Indy's most iconic dining experiences. Now through December 31st, Hughes Culinary is offering a 20% bonus gift card with every gift card purchase of $125 or more. That's 20% more to give or keep for yourself.
And gift cards are available at all Hughes Culinary restaurants: St. Elmo Steakhouse, Harry and Izzy's, the HC Tavern and Kitchen, and 1933 Lounge. You can also order online at HughesCulinary.com. Make the season unforgettable with gift cards from Hughes Culinary.
At Hendricks, our cancer care
is in the details.
When you are with us, and you have our time and you have our energy.
We have a wonderful team of highly trained oncologists, physical therapists, speech pathologists, dietitians.
Always making sure that the patient is the center of the care.
We have excellent nurse navigation that are skilled at identifying barriers to treatment, as well as expertise from Mayo Clinic.
It is more personal care than just a number.
Visit hendricks.org/cancer.
Breathe in the wonder and joy of Christmas, where the extraordinary often shines through the ordinary moments, through kindness, care, and compassion. At Franciscan Health, we provide care rooted in faith, love, and dignity, and believe life is a gift and every moment is extraordinary. So take a breath and give thanks as we celebrate the birth of our Savior, Jesus Christ. Merry Christmas. Franciscan Health. Love your extraordinary life.
The only thing between you and your best self is the start button. This Cyber Monday, explore the world with Nordic Track. From the peaks of Peru to the streets of Paris, every workout moves you somewhere new with iFit trainers leading the way. The equipment's amazing, smooth, quiet, and those screens make it all feel real. Ready to start your next workout adventure with the #1 treadmill brand in the U.S.? Shop NordicTrack.com for Cyber Monday savings. Nordic Track. Train anywhere, explore everywhere.
Weekday mornings at 7:15, the Tony Katz Popcorn Moment, brought to you by Boer Remodeling. Don't wait any longer for the kitchen you've been dreaming of. Request a consultation at BoerRemodeling.com.
WIBC cares, and if you or someone you care about needs food assistance, we have resources for you, including food distribution locations with an interactive map. Also, learn how you can make a difference for friends and neighbors in need, all at WIBC.com.
He wants to tell me what a horrible human I am. Jason Hammer, the floor is yours. Hello.
Congratulations. You are responsible for just setting a new Guinness World Record.
Oh.
The most people yelling, "Oh, bullcrap," at the same time just happened moments ago.
What was it? Thank you.
When Rob Kendall said on the air, and I quote, "I have enough friends." No, you don't.
Yeah.
Like, half of your friend base is in this room right now, and I've got very mixed feelings.
Well, that's enough.
It's like you, this guy in Brownsburg with the sign, Adam Wren, and Abdul.
Hey.
Like, that's good enough to be the worst table at every wedding. The only thing you're missing is the chick with sideburns.
Here's the thing, though, that you don't... Look, I actually have a tippy-top friend, and that is the most beautiful man in all of Terre Haute television, Ben Verbanek. Like, he's way too good to be hanging out with me.
But does he consider you a friend?
He told me the other day, he said, because we're going to get together this weekend, and he said, it's weird to say, but I think you're one of my best friends.
Oh,
sure.
That was nice.
This feels like the quote-unquote Tennessee-Kentucky football rivalry. If you ask a Tennessee fan, who's your rival? Well, it's Bama. It's Florida. Ask a Kentucky fan. Oh, it's Tennessee.
Right.
It's totally one-sided here.
So you're telling me that if we had been on our show Monday, and I asked him, do you consider me to be one of your really good friends? You think what, he's going to say no?
I think he'd lie to you to your face because he doesn't want to hurt your feelings because he knows such a petty man you are.
Why would he drive all the way over from Terre Haute to hang out with me if I wasn't one of his friends?
Because he wants to use you for airtime, like politicians do, too.
He's already on the air.
But not this level
He's
of
on
air.
television.
You could be the biggest star on a television station in Terre Haute, and you know what that's good for? A slap in the ass at a White Castle. You go on WIBC, which is heard basically statewide on a #1 rated program, which you guys happen to have access to. I think it carries a little bit more weight.
So
we have access to. Are you talking about your own show?
No, I'm talking about you guys.
Okay.
So wait. Your theory is that this guy...
You like him more than he likes you. That's my theory.
He drives all the way over from Terre Haute for a 5-minute segment once a month? That's your theory?
More people know Ben Verbanek probably from being on your show than they do from his station work in Terre Haute.
Well, he makes me look much better when we roll out together, so I'm fine with it, whatever it is.
He's much younger, too.
Yeah, they say, look at this guy. He's with this guy. Like, he looks like somebody.
So he's younger. He's still probably naive enough to think that you can probably help him in some capacity.
It'd be like if we rolled out with Phil Sanchez. You know, people would see us with Phil Sanchez. That's like why we like to have him on every so often. He looks like somebody. I don't look like anybody. I like to hang out with people who look like they're somebody.
You don't hang out with anybody.
And I'm very
You're
happy.
cheap, you're poor, you're petty, you have no friends. And congratulations on setting that record earlier of the most people yelling, oh, bull crap, when you said, I have enough friends. Where are they?
He's full. Doesn't need any more. Not taking resumes.
I do have a question for you. They had this hearing on the casinos yesterday or the day before, and all the focus is on putting this casino in Fort Wayne. And out of this, the buy-in, like if you're the winner or whatever, would be $50 million. Who's paying $50 million on top of what you got to pay to build a casino, given how poorly they've done?
Yeah, it's a little saturated in the market now compared to back when Anderson and Shelbyville opened up, because they were marketed as the closest casinos to the big city. Well, now with legal sports gambling, you don't have to go to a sports casino per se. You can just do it at home. But if you're somebody that wants to play blackjack or poker or hit the slot machines, then you got to go to the brick casinos that are being built. And the problem that we've had in the past, and I was at Shelbyville when this happened, when the license are granted, some of the dumbest people imaginable that work at the Indiana State House thought that, well, this is going to be like Times Square, New Year's Eve, 365 days a year. I'm going to walk into Shelbyville at 3 o'clock in the morning on a cold December snowy night, and I'm not going to find a seat. So they have these ridiculous level of taxes and fees, and there's no way, even if the casinos are doing well, that they can keep up with that.
You brought up a good point. So the $50 million is for the license fee only. Who gets that money? The $50 million.
Oh, it goes in the pocket of a politician somewhere.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Good.
All of this gaming money goes into the wink, wink general fund, which generally doesn't do a damn thing for the population.
Yeah, generally screws us.
Generally screws you.
By the way, Bill Herrick would like you to know he is my friend as well.
Oh, he is not.
He just sent me a text and said, I'm your friend too.
When was the last time you and Bill Herrick hung out?
I'd love to hang out with Bill Herrick.
So never. Thank you. You and your good friend, Bill Herrick. You sound like Abdul. Oh, my very good friend, Ryan Mears. You guys are the same. Shut up. Hate both of you
He does
guys.
do that with everyone. Everyone is his very good friend.
Right.
I never
it's
noticed
usually
that.
some just awful person. My very good friend, Boss Hogsett. Okay. Thanks.
I never noticed that until just now. Everybody is his very good friend, isn't it? That's amazing. I'm so glad we dumped all over me just to get to that. 'Cause I never realized that until just now. Every person is Abdul's very good friend.
My very good friend, O.J. Simpson.
Yikes.
Has he cleaned out his office yet, by the way?
Like, I think he's taken a bunch of stuff out, but you can't tell because it's
I
so
couldn't
bad.
tell. Right. He was like, come look how clean and spacious it is.
No.
There's stuff everywhere still.
You're one match away from this whole building going up in flames.
So Abdul just has piles of comic books. Like, and I'm not kidding when I say piles. It's just like things thrown on top of each other. It looks like an episode of Hoarders back there.
Yes.
And they told him, dude, we're out of here middle of next week. You better go. And you're right. He's like, oh, I've got a cart. I've got this. I'm like, you need a dump truck, dude. A cart is not going to cut it.
Right. You need one of those big, massive dumpsters they drop off in front of businesses. And that still might not be enough.
And I asked him, I said, well, like, why don't you sell a few of these? No, I'm putting them in storage. What good do they do you in storage? All right, what's coming up this afternoon?
So the competitive eater guys are coming in. It's Joey Chestnut, Nick Weary, Mickey Sudo. The Big Ten Championship wing eating competitions taking place this year. We're going to have that. We're going to have some barguments and biggest stories of the day.
Thanks, Hammer. It is Kendall Casey on 93 WIBC.
Hey, Black Friday's come early to Tom Roush Lincoln with our 999 deal. $9,000 off a new Lincoln Corsair, $9,000 off a new Lincoln Nautilus, or $9,000 off a new Lincoln Aviator. Your choice of any of these great luxury cars, $9,000 off. So get those Black Friday deals all month long at Tom Roush Lincoln.
Corsair stock number L25277, MSRP 5220. Nautilus stock number L25270, MSRP 57235. Aviator stock number L25246, MSRP 65165. Offer good through 12/31/25.
Butler Ballet presents their holiday tradition of Tchaikovsky's The Nutcracker, accompanied by the Butler Symphony Orchestra and Indianapolis Children's Choir. Join Butler Ballet and revel in the magic and spectacle of live ballet, spectacular dancing, beautiful costumes, glorious scenery, and pyrotechnics. Flash! Catch this holiday classic December 4th through the 7th at historic Clues Memorial Hall. Tickets and more information at butlerartscenter.org.
This holiday season, make your home magical with Sundown Gardens and Miss M's Home and Garden. From sparkling Christmas trees to glowing holiday decorations and show-stopping fresh greenery and trees for inside and out, Sundown and Miss M's has everything you need to turn your home into a winter wonderland. Visit them for wonderful Christmas gifts, delectable chocolates, live trees, wreaths, and more. Come in, get inspired, and let the holiday spirit ring. Sundown Gardens, 186th and Spring Mill in Westfield. Miss M's on 135 in Barton.
Attention Indiana homeowners. Are you dealing with a wet and moldy crawl space? Hi, I'm Adam Swain with Swain Co. Crawl Space and Basement Repair. Your real, local, Indiana family-owned experts dedicated to fixing your crawl space right the first time. And with our new no interest, no payment financing, you can get the repairs you need without breaking the bank. Don't let crawl space water problems dampen your spirits. Call Swain Co., Indy's most trusted waterproofing experts at 317-407-1868 or SwainCoLLC.com.
Bad breath is a confidence killer. You can have the best outfit, the sharpest resume, the funniest jokes, but if your breath smells like the food you just ate, that's all people remember. It's not your fault. Bad breath often comes from your gut, and most regular gums and mints just cover it up. That's like spraying perfume on dirty laundry. It doesn't solve the problem. That's where Zellman's Minty Mouth comes in. Zellman's is not just another mint. Zellman's tiny dual-action capsules are coated with powerful, delicious mint and filled with parsley seed oil, clinically tested to fight the toughest offenders. Garlic, onions, coffee, even smoker's breath, all handled. With Zellman's, you get the confidence of fresh, clean breath that lasts for hours, because your breath should be as fresh as your food. Zellman's is only available online, so go to Zellmans.com. That's ZELMINS.com and use code FRESH for 15% off your first order. That's ZELMINS.com with code FRESH for 15% off your first order today. Backed by a 100% love it or your money back guarantee.
She's too special for just an average gift. See Pierce Jewelers for the breathtaking sparkle in their rare, one-of-a-kind, fancy colored diamond collection. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
Noon Eastern Time. Fox's Bill Malugin with details.
This is going to be literally the biggest World Cup in history. We're talking 48 different countries, expanding upwards from 32 in prior years. And what's so special about today, the reason why people are showing up on the red carpet today is the draw. These teams are going to find out who they're playing in the first round next year. But President Trump has made this World Cup a huge priority for his administration. He announced the FIFA pass in a meeting with the FIFA president Gianni Infantino last month. That pass is going to give those with tickets to the games priority visa appointments at any embassy.
The draw airs live on Fox Television. Netflix beats out Paramount and Comcast to buy Warner Brothers Discovery, the Hollywood studio known for blockbusters like the Superman and Harry Potter movies. The deal worth $72 billion.
In their official announcement, Netflix saying it expects to maintain Warner Brothers' current operations and build on its strengths, including theatrical releases for films. The acquisition will also allow the company to significantly expand U.S. production capacity.
Fox's Lillian Wu. Senator Elizabeth Warren calls the proposed deal an anti-monopoly nightmare that will raise consumer costs and limit choice. choice. A federal vaccine advisory committee voting today to end a long-standing recommendation that all U.S. babies get the hepatitis B vaccine on the day they're born. Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. His committee recommending the birth dose only for babies whose mothers test positive or whose infection status is unknown. For other babies, it'll be up to the parents or doctors to decide if a birth dose is appropriate. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Expecting a vote sometime today. Sunny and 26 in the capital city with a high at 32 for today. Right now it feels like 22. I'm Jarrett Lewis. Here's what's trending at 11:02. The Indiana House spending the morning talking about redistricting before they take a final vote sometime today. The proposal reshapes Indiana's 2 Democratic districts in a way Republicans hope will flip them in next year's midterm elections.
You really do want to erase the Democratic Party when it comes to Congress, an institution that I once worked for a Democrat, and that really, I kind of thought, how do we get here?
That's Democrat Matt Pierre from Bloomington, who said on the House floor today that Democrats offered more than 20 amendments Thursday, but none of them were approved. Indiana Governor Mike Braun expects the House to pass the issue easily.
We're expecting a pretty overwhelming vote there in the House, and I think that the House and Speaker Houston have just been more in touch with our own Republican voters.
Governor Braun joining Hamer and Nigel on WIBC Thursday. The matter would head over to the Senate, who said they would reconvene after the House finishes their work. On the east side of Indianapolis, police say an armed robbery turned even more sideways when a person fired off shots that killed a woman working at a clothing store. IMPD East District Commander Michael Leeper.
There's not a business on this street that would not give any one of these people that are out here that needed help, that needed food, shelter, whatever it is, they wouldn't bend over backwards to try to take care of them.
The woman has since been identified as 68-year-old Terry Hetty. Police also say a man believed to be connected to the incident died after shooting himself during a standoff with police. 3 people are recovering in Fort Wayne after getting shot last night at a bowling alley on the city's south side. One man was taken to a hospital in critical condition, but his injuries are also considered to be non-life-threatening. Another man and a woman were also shot and are stable. Fort Wayne police are investigating. And it's game day almost for the Indiana Hoosiers football team. Tomorrow is the Big Ten championship game against the number 1 ranked Ohio State Buckeyes at Lucas Oil Stadium. IU quarterback Fernando Mendoza says they know they can win this game against the best team in the country.
Once we got the Iowa game-winning drive, we had a feather in our cap where we're able to repeat what we did in Oregon. And then by the time we're at the Penn State game-winning drive, we're in the huddle saying, this is what we do. We win close games. We come back from behind, and we win games like this.
The Hoosiers are currently listed as 4-point underdogs. Kickoff tomorrow night is at 8 o'clock Eastern. And tonight, the Indiana Pacers are back on the court. They're in Chicago to take on the Bulls. Tip-off also at 8 o'clock. I'm Jarrett Lewis on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
When you have a fire emergency, you need a restoration company you can trust to put everything back together. Pat Sullivan here for the Michaelis Corporation. I know, I've relied on Michaelis after a fire at my home. I'm here with the owner, Richard Michaelis. Richard, what makes Michaelis the right call if you have a fire?
Michaelis is local and family owned. We are your neighbors, 39 years of experience, and we'll respond 24/7, 365. The Michaelis Corporation is IICRC certified. We will restore your home or business to pre-loss condition or better.
I've lived it. Michaelis was on the scene at my home before the firefighters had even rolled up their hoses. They asked me about calling a restoration company. I told them I had Michaelis. They told me Michaelis was the real deal. You help with insurance, too?
Yes, we'll work through the insurance process to give you peace of mind.
Water, storms, fire, and mold. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Text or call 844-FIXED-INDY. Make it Michaelis.
You're listening to Rob Kendall.
When we talk about sending money somewhere, we're talking about printing the money because we have no money.
And Casey Daniels.
My government would never lie to me, would they?
On 93 WIBC.
All right, let's work through this together, shall we?
Okay.
So the House of Representatives is about to vote for the Jennifer Ruth Green Election Act, better known as redistricting, in which they are going to rig our maps, really screw representation across the state, have these ridiculous-looking districts in which as Jacob Stewart very eloquently laid out from IndyStar earlier this week in his column, that Indianapolis is going to get all this representation at the expense of the rest of the state, which is exactly what will happen based on these maps. You're going to put Indianapolis back in charge of Indiana, which I think kind of was one of the goals of this. So the House is getting ready to vote for the Jennifer Ruth Green. Now, just remember who she is. And according to the Republicans and Braun and Micah and Rokita and the rest of these people, because that's what this is about. This is about rigging those maps so that the 1st Congressional District will open up so the Golden Girl, Jennifer Ruth Green, can get elected to Congress. Now, remember, Jennifer Ruth Green ran for that seat, the first seat, the Chicagoland area, lost to Frank Mervan, fair and square, right? So what they did was they had Braun give her this cushy $275,000 a year job in his cabinet to be able for her to boost her profile so she could run again. She was such a horrible person and so horribly unethical that she made it about 8 months in that job because she had zero self-control or respect for the taxpayers, and her ethics, she committed, well, is alleged to have committed so many ethics infractions. One, she got on a performance plan by the Braun administration, and then ultimately they essentially threw her out on her backside and said, you have to get out of here because of this inspector general's investigation, et cetera, and the allegations that came out of that. Now she has announced she's running for that 1st Congressional District again. And so I have now dubbed the redistricting the Jennifer Ruth Green Election Act of 2025, because that's what they're doing. They're in their mind, what they're telling you. Somebody should ask Braun and Micah and the rest of these speakers today, do you believe the Republic hangs in the balance of Jennifer Ruth Green getting elected to Congress?
Yes, they do. That and getting Andre Carson out of Indianapolis.
And so if the answer is yes to that, then why did you throw her out of your administration, Mr. Governor?
Okay.
Why did you bounce her out? And they will, you know what they'll do? That's what they'll do. So they're having this little rally at the State House, and of course, because they tried to do it on their own, they put Micah and Diego front and center, Morales, Secretary of State. At the last rally they had, and they got about 30 people there. So they said, well, we can't do this unlike us, who we did it on our own, and we got 1,000 people. They can't do this on their own, so they brought the Turning Point USA people in. And I bet they will have a good crowd today, because Turning Point USA, they'll bus them in, they'll do whatever. They've got the infrastructure to do this,
yeah,
right?
They have a bigger outreach.
Yeah, look, naturally, because nobody cares about this, you're not going to, it's the same faces, right, at all these things. You're not naturally going to get a bunch of people in this freezing weather to come down there, because they already had a chance to do that, and nobody showed up. Turning Point USA will get some people there. But as much attention as that will get, Monday is really the day that matters, because Monday the Senate will take hold of this, and it's my understanding that it has been announced it is going to elections, the Elections Committee. For those of you who aren't familiar, the way it works is a bill will make it has to make it out of a committee first before going to the whole floor for a vote. So theoretically, the Elections Committee could vote this down, and then it's done, and it never goes to the full floor for a vote. And that is where they hear the testimony. The committees are where they hear the testimonies, where the people get up and speak. Now, unlike the House, who gave less than 24 hours notice because they don't give a damn about what you think or how this is going to screw you, the Senate appears to actually care. They're putting this out already, that the testimony will be heard, I was just told, Monday at 12:30.
Okay.
I have been asked to go and speak
to the committee.
To the committee. And so my question that I will ask you as the voice of reason is, should I do this?
Well, sure, if you feel strongly enough about it.
Well, but what I don't want to do, because, look, all the attention then will be on me, right? He's going to be there. Many of these people consider me a mortal enemy, even if we're agreeing on this, right?
You feel like you need security?
No. Okay. No. I'm just saying, what I do, I mean, it will get a lot of attention, right, when I go in there and do this.
Correct.
But will it actually help the cause, which is to defeat this horrible, rotten bill? Would there be a senator on there? Well, I was against it, but Kendall's for it, so I'm changing my vote.
I don't think anybody speaking is going to sway anybody's opinion.
It's a waste of time?
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say it's a waste of time.
Well, if it's not going to change anybody's opinion, if it's going to do no good whatsoever, it would be a waste of my time, wouldn't it?
No, it would be great for the show. Do it for me.
But I would want to go. I would want to, like, we have a lot of fun on this show. this would not be fun for me. This would be me going.
You would have to be serious.
Well, no, I would, because I feel very passionately about this.
Well, then you should go.
Okay.
You feel passionate about it. Go, speak your piece.
All right, I just the result, unlike these politicians, the result is more important than whatever circus or whatever tension that might create. And I don't want to do anything that could potentially, I don't want to be seen being with that guy.
Well, I need you to have your thoughts collected and, like, don't go and be foolish. I wouldn't expect that you would. You just gave me that
We were
look
together
like,
for 4 years. And all you got is, don't go be an ass.
well, because Indie Reporter is going to clip out whatever you say.
That's right.
And put it up on
As
the
should,
internet.
well, much of the news.
Yeah. And that'll be around forever and ever.
Well, right.
So I just want to make sure
I mean,
that
I do this for a living.
you're focused.
I'm pretty good at talking to a lot of people and hitting a cue, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you are. So just make sure you know what you're going to say. Go in prepared.
Okay. Very
and
good.
make your argument.
All right. Okay. Then I think I'll do it.
Okay. Good.
And it won't disrupt the show at all.
Right, because it's at 12:30.
It's at 12:30. So you don't have any. That's why you're so for this. It's not going to disrupt you at all.
Right,
They asked if
exactly.
you want to go. You can come with me. Moral support.
If you want me to.
In case I get, thrown in a cell somewhere or something.
You're not going to get thrown
You'll know
in
where
a
to
cell.
find me?
Yeah. You want me to go for bail money. I see what you're all about. So Abdul was reporting by his last account, the votes to approve the new maps in the Senate weren't there. He said the caucus is split 20-20, and with every Democrat voting no, if the vote were held today, it would fail 20-30.
Well, so the question is, if you haven't announced your support, because Hammer, Nigel, and I talked about this yesterday on the Off the Rails segment, the support is basically the get out of jail free card, right? Like, as soon as you announce that, oh, you're awesome. Oh, you're wonderful. Including senators who have done immense damage to our state like Liz Brown. Oh, you're some sort of hero now because you made cookies with 9-0 on them. Like, this is the ridiculousness of all of this. All the voting records.
You mean she bought cookies?
Well, yeah. I was trying to give her the benefit of the doubt. Thank you.
Okay.
Probably purchased them at a local baker. All the previous stuff that has done immense damage to our actual state. The people who don't live here, they don't care about that at all. Like, they're not focused on the votes these people have taken that have raised taxes, et cetera. So if the get out of jail free card is yes, then why, if you were a yes, wouldn't you say yes?
Right. Come out and announce it.
Like, if you had 25 votes because Micah's going to bend the knee to Braun and do whatever he's told because he's totally compromised now. So whatever Braun tells him to do, because he believes Braun will be his saving grace, Micah's going to cast the tie-breaking vote. So if you've got 20... all you got to do is get 5. If you just announce the 5, you're basically done. If the 5 who are hiding in the shadows just came out in a block and said we're all for it, then we're done here. They've got the 25, and that's it. Now, the irony of all this, which we haven't... Yes, go ahead.
I'm just thinking that Lieutenant Governor is probably hoping that it's tied.
Well,
so that he can come in and be the hero.
Well, this is the irony.
For the tie-breaking vote.
Now, I'm sure because of his crack staff, because they have the IQ of 7 collectively, they haven't thought this through. The irony of Micah casting the tie-breaking vote is that as a lieutenant governor in name, now he's not in charge of anything anymore, but in terms of in name, he is still in charge of agriculture in the state of Indiana. And as Jacob Stewart laid out very clearly,
the redistricting will hurt the rural areas of Indiana.
It's going to screw the farmers horribly. So you will have the lieutenant governor casting a vote to screw
the people that he's supposed to be helping.
Which is the most Indiana Republican Party thing ever. Now, I'm sure Micah and his group haven't thought through that for 1 second until they just heard it here. But that will be what will happen. If Micah Beckwith casts the tie-breaking vote, he will vote to screw the very people that he is supposed to be the primary advocate for and in charge of.
So when the governor was on with Hammer and Nigel yesterday, he was saying that even if the Senate votes it down, this won't be the end of things.
Here, I'm surprised that they haven't taken the cue because let's say they don't. This is not the end of it. Do you think the White House is going to just drop the issue when they've come in twice with the vice president, twice with phone calls?
Well, you guys have gone there.
Yes. So that doesn't mean it's over or like you can get that off of your agenda. It just then becomes a different type of pursuit, and it's a longer term possibly. And I don't think it'd be a dead issue even in the session when it starts in January. So I think all of that would make you wonder why they die on that hill.
I don't know what else can they do.
Well, he long ago reached the "I will not be ignored" Dan phase. The Glenn Close character in Fatal Attraction. I mean, all of what he's doing here was what we begged him to do on property taxes, and he said no, it won't do any good.
Well, it's because he wasn't under Donald Trump's thumb when it came to property taxes.
But that's what this should show everybody. These people don't work for us and don't care about us at all. Everything is political now. Everything is not about you. It's about them and their standing and anything that they do, how it might potentially piss off the wrong person. But why it matters is, okay, this is easy to see with Trump, and a lot of people like Trump, so it doesn't hit home. They do this with the lobbyists, too. They do this all the time with lobbyists, where they take these positions based on not wanting to make some person mad because of the money that is given to their campaigns or given to their opponents. So while you may excuse the behavior because it's Trump and you like him, remember, they're opening. This is them pulling back the curtain to show you how they operate on everything. So while you may be fine with it because it's Trump, you're not fine with it when they're doing, you don't know why they're doing it, but they're doing this with people who aren't Donald Trump.
Right.
And it's screwing you every single day.
Yeah, it's just like with the data centers.
100%. Totally. All right. What are we doing next?
Well, actress Halle Berry, she was at the New York Times Deal Book Summit yesterday, and she said something that surprised the crowd. It may surprise you, too, since she's a Hollywood type, and we'll play it for you coming up. It's Kendall and Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
Put on a red tie, take a picture on the red carpet, then settle in for a night where politics actually makes sense. And the punchlines are intentional.
This year wasn't just unpredictable. It needed subtitles.
Be part of an evening with smart conversation, outstanding bourbon, and that signature Tony Katz blend of insight and entertainment. This is a night that will make your friends jealous if they don't join you. Tony Katz presents Trump 1 year later, January 24th. Get your tickets at WIBC.com.
Fall in Indiana is prep season, the smart time to get your home ready before the temperatures drop and the snow gets here. Because here's the truth. Roof, siding, gutter, and window problems don't fix themselves. One missing shingle turns into a bad leak. Clogged gutters lead to ice dams. And drafty siding or bad insulation means sky-high heating bills all winter long. That's why you need Moss Roofing. Family-owned right here in Indiana for over 30 years, Moss Roofing gives you a free, no-obligation inspection. They'll spot problems now, before the cold settles in, so you're not scrambling in January. And here's a bonus. Thanks to new energy tax credits and Indiana Energy Saver rebates, you could save big on insulation and efficiency upgrades. That's money back in your pocket while protecting your home. So don't wait. Call Moss Roofing today at 317-747-3665. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. 317-747-3665. Moss Roofing, 747-3665, or online at mossroofing.com. Get your home winter ready this fall with people you can trust. mossroofing.com, every shingle time.
This Black Friday, skip the lines and hit the gas. Now through December 13th, Financial Center is offering auto loan rates as low as 4.99% APR for up to 66 months, whether you're buying new or refinancing. Plus, enjoy no payments for 90 days, giving you room to breathe this holiday season. Start now at fcfcu.com/auto. That's fcfcu.com/auto. Subject to underwriting guidelines. See website for terms and conditions.
Life insurance is one of those things that just about everybody needs, but few people actually have. Hey, if you die unexpectedly without life insurance, guess what? You'll leave your family with even a bigger mess. Life insurance will help replace your family's income. It'll help cover burial expenses. Life insurance can even help pay off debt like credit cards and medical bills. Life insurance can even pay for college. And if you own a business and you die, life insurance can help your business from collapsing. It can even help cover estate taxes. Life insurance has never been more affordable and needed. Plus, you can always shop around even if you have a plan and save some money. So call the Life Insurance Quote Line right now for free pricing information.
800-917-8730. 800-917-8730. 800-917-8730.
That's 800-917-8730.
See the diamonds at Pierce Jewelers. Diamond earrings, diamond pendants, diamond rings, and diamond bracelets. They shop the world to bring you the best. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
I saw Beck as the opening act for U2.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I saw Beck as well at the Steppen Center at Notre Dame.
I think he does a lot of opening acts for people. I think that's one of his things, and he's probably a good guy in the sense of like you could get him. It's probably not overly expensive. He's got some songs people know, and like, what's he doing now?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
yeah, he hasn't put any music out in a while.
I'm a loser. That's the song, right? I'm a loser. That's the song that everybody recognizes.
Yeah. He's got 2 turntables and a microphone, or 2 pork tenderloins and a chocolate cone. If you want to change the words.
But yeah, I was thinking like when I was watching him open for U2, I was like, what a gig for this guy. I mean, it's not, he's not a superstar. He had a couple songs, including the one mega hit, but like he's not a huge name, right? And yet he's in all these stadiums because that's all U2 plays. And he's in front of, 45, 50,000 people every night.
He must have been very excited about that. I mean, that's a big show.
He has to have some sort of a relationship with those guys.
I don't know. When I saw him, he opened up for Third Eye Blind. Not quite as big as U2.
Oh, not even close.
Right?
But that's still not some small venue he's playing in.
Oh, no, it was when I saw him.
Oh, really?
The Steppen Center is like a geodesic dome.
Oh, I was thinking like you were saying it was like the Notre Dame College arena.
No, it was a small.
Oh, that's interesting.
I must have seen him a lot earlier
Well,
in his career than you did.
Well, okay, was this like the 70s?
I don't think he was live then.
Oh, he totally was. That song was in the. When was it?
It would have been the late 90s.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm talking like I saw him with U2 here, 2017 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, speaking of Hollywood people and celebrities, and Halle Berry said something useful.
She did. She was speaking at the New York Times Deal Book Summit, and she's trying to get bipartisan support aimed at expanding menopause-related care. And this is the second year in a row she's been working on this.
Doing what?
She's trying to get legislation passed in California to expand menopause care for women.
What does that even mean? You're a woman.
What do you mean? What does it mean?
Well, I mean,
it's the Menopause Care Equity Act.
But this is my point. Like, what is there inequity in menopause care? Like, I guess I knew menopause. Like, I didn't even help.
Well,
you're a woman. Help me with this.
They're trying to get health insurance plans to cover outpatient prescriptions that cover perimenopause and menopause symptoms.
Okay, so she wants other people to subsidize menopause care for people. That's what she wants.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Okay, why can't we just say that? I want you to pay for other. I'm not saying you. I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying we always do this like fluffy language speak about what's going on here. As we've learned, Casey, the way insurance works is when other people use it, you pay for it. Didn't we just learn how all that works? Yeah. So she wants other people to pay for people's menopause-related care and prescriptions. Okay,
yes.
Very good. All right. Very good. Now we're all set on what's going on
So
here.
she was speaking about this, and then she took a swipe at Gavin Newsom.
But the opposite of that, back in my great state of California, my very own governor, Gavin Newsom, has vetoed our menopause bill, not 1 but 2 years in a row. But that's okay, because he's not going to be governor forever. And with the way he's overlooked women, half the population, by devaluing us in midlife, he probably should not be our next president either. Just saying.
Did you hear how the crowd responded to that?
Casey, I didn't hear anything. I don't have headphones.
Oh, that's right.
I was trying feverishly to get your attention. So why don't you tell me what she said? Because everything's broke. If you're just tuning in, everything's broke here today because we're moving in a week. And so no matter what's broke, they just look at it and go, well, good luck.
Good luck with that.
So I have no headphones today.
So
what did she say?
What she said was that Gavin Newsom has vetoed her menopause bill, not once, but 2 years in a row. And she said he's not going to be governor forever. And the way that he overlooked women, half the population, he probably should not be the next president either. Which is kind of surprising coming from her in California.
Well, yeah, but there's some things she wants and he's not doing it. Like that's how
So
most
it
people
goes down to, I like you until you don't do my one thing.
Isn't that what we deal with everything, right?
Mhm.
Isn't this how often do we see this? That's what politics is. It's just using other people's money and stuff to get your desired result. That's what politics and government is at the end of the day. Using other people's money to get your desired result. And there are some government programs that are worthwhile and do good. That doesn't mean they're necessarily run efficiently, but you say, okay, I can see why the public would have a vested interest in that and funding that. But at the end of the day, that's every government program is using someone else's money to get your desired result.
Okay, well, according to and Gavin Newsom can't run for governor again, but according to
Do you think she knows that?
Yeah, because she said he shouldn't be president either.
Oh, okay, very good.
She said he wasn't going to be governor forever, so she knows he's on his way out. According to an Emerson College poll, Eric Swalwell and Katie Porter are now the top contenders in the race for governor there.
Okay, so this was fascinating. So the way California works, I love how the internet just manipulates everything. So the way California works is, they call it, I think a jungle primary is the name of it, where everybody runs regardless of party. So there's no like Republican versus Democrat. It's all the Republicans, all the Democrats, all the independents, all these people run together. And then whoever the top two people are, they then run against each other in the general election. So you theoretically could have two Democrats, if they were the top two vote getters, run against each other in a general election. Well, because there's 9 million people to choose from, and it's a year off, so everybody's very undecided. The two Republican names, because collectively 35% or 30% of the people are Republican in California.
It's 56.7% Democrat, 33.9% Republican.
Perfectly. Darn, I'm good, right? Very close. The Republicans have the highest percentage of total votes right now because, well, there's only two of them, and everybody, if it's a Republican, you probably know who it is and have some sort of opinion right now. And the people on Twitter are presenting, it's like, look at what's happening in California. These two Republicans have the highest percentage of vote right now. Something could be magically changing. Trump is even affecting California. It's like, no, these two Democrats, they're going to rally behind one of them. By the time everybody votes, that person is going to be in the general election. It will be one Democrat against maybe one Republican. If the Republicans unite, the problem is if Republicans don't unite behind a candidate, they could get iced out altogether. It could be these two Democrats running against each other. But it is just like how social media manipulates everything, no matter how ridiculous, to try to make people think that some Republican has a chance to win in California.
So far, Eric Swalwell has a 12% polling average, and Katie Porter is at 11%.
And the Republican people that they are like at 13 each. So by the time the Democrats kick all the also-rans and people start paying attention, it'll be, Swalwell at 30-some and Porter at 30-some, and the Republicans better just hope that one of those, if they coalesce around a Republican, there may be no Republican on the ballot in the fall.
It is Kendall Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
The chilliest of conditions. I'm Jarrett Lewis. Here's what's trending at 11:30. The really cold air moving in tonight across Indiana under clear skies and light wind. Mike Ryan from the National Weather Service in Indianapolis says,
the fact that we've got snow on the ground over most of the area, we are expecting temperatures to fall down into the single digits, particularly Interstate 70 corridor and points north.
Ryan says spots like Lafayette and Kokomo up north could drop near zero, with wind chills dipping between 0 and -5. A man is shot dead early this morning on Indy's south side. He has since been identified as 23-year-old Bradley Torres. Police are searching for a suspect. And an Indianapolis Uber driver is pleading guilty to murder in exchange for having other charges dropped, including rape. Francisco Valadez reportedly admitted to police that he raped and murdered Shanti Dixon in September of last year after he picked her up. He's facing up to 45 years behind bars. I'm Jarrett Lewis, on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Of course, Galaxy Concrete Coatings did an amazing job on my garage floor. My Galaxy Concrete garage floor coating is out of this world. Hey, by the way, Galaxy Concrete Coatings is supporting the Salvation Army Radiothon through my virtual red kettle. They're matching donations up to $1,000 now through December 12th. So help make someone's life a little better. Go to WIBC.com, look for Nigel's virtual red kettle with Galaxy Concrete Coatings matching up to $1,000. And by the way, Galaxy Concrete Coatings did such an amazing job on my garage floor. I had them back out to my house to come do the concrete floor and the utility room in my basement. They worked a miracle with that thing. There were cracks. It was uneven. It was stained, never maintained. Hey, don't forget Galaxy Concrete Coating matching donations up to $1,000 on my virtual red kettle for Radiothon and the Salvation Army. Go to WIBC.com.
Exercise Incorporated wants you to start changing your life in 20 minutes a week this month. It's Terry Stacy, and Exercise Inc. only makes this offer once a year in December. If you come in for a free consultation in the month of December, you'll get 2 free sessions just for trying it out, and you don't even have to sign up. Exercise Inc. is a 20-minute once-a-week workout program that will help you get stronger, have more energy, and just feel better. This program was developed to help women with osteoporosis, but it will help both women and men get a lot stronger. Their program will also teach you simple nutritional habits that will help you lose weight and keep it off. Most importantly, you'll have a coach who will hold you accountable in reaching your goals. You don't want to miss this offer. Come in for a free consultation in the month of December, and you'll get 2 free sessions just for trying it out. Exercise Inc., Avon, Brownsburg, Greenwood, Zionsville, and now in Fishers, exerciseinc.com.
Hey guys, it's Rob for We Grow Hair Indie. You know, 5 years ago, I made the choice to head over to We Grow Hair Indie. Wasn't sure what I was going to get into, and now, 5 years later, every time I look in the mirror, so glad I did. Here is how this little process works. It's super simple. You call today, 317-522-2995. 317-522-2995. You schedule a totally free, no hassle, no obligation consultation. You go in there, talk about some of your concerns. Darren and the gang, top-notch guys, take a look at what's going on top of your head, and then they make some suggestions on how you might be able to get not only your hair, but your confidence back. Then it's up to you. In the meantime, while you're thinking this over, you can see some other folks who made the choice to head over to We Grow Hair Indie and get their confidence back. WeGrowHairIndie.com. WeGrowHairIndie.com. 317-522-2995. Tell them Rob sent you.
Life is full of changes. Seasons shift from hectic and busy to slow and calm. Yet through all of the seasons of life, our windows remain the same, just as we installed them. No matter how much life changes, with our industry's best warranty, our windows provide you with peace of mind that lasts for years to come. Call now or visit bwindow.com and receive 68% off your next project.
That's Faber's B Window. Trust me.
With Steel, batteries are included. This holiday season, give a gift that's ready to go right out of the box. For everything from cleaning up the yard to cutting up firewood, Steel tools check off the wish list and knock out the to-do list. And right now, buy select battery tool sets and get a free extra battery. Visit SteelUSA.com for holiday deals and gift ideas. Happy holidays from Steel. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
It's B Window's biggest sale of the year. Get up to 68% off plus no interest, no payments for 24 months. Call now or go to bwindow.com.
Trust me.
Holiday mess? In-laws coming? Start 2026 clean with Zero Res. Carpets, air ducts, upholstery, and more. 317-388-5141. ZeroResIndy.com.
Well, it's a big day for you, Casey.
For me? Why for me?
Well, because Notre Dame is hanging on by a thread on the college football playoff.
Yeah, they got bumped down a slot, didn't they?
They're in the top 10.
Yeah.
So, look, the college football playoff, by the way, it's Kendall Casey show. I'm Rob, that's Casey. College football playoff to me is amazing because they've admitted it's a television program. We're picking teams we think people want to see, right? There's some level of you had to make it, but when we get discretion, we're going to pick who everybody wants to see. So Notre Dame right now is in the field. And really, you have to get into the top 10 because there's going to be 2 teams, the ACC champ and this group of 5 champ, which for some reason, I have no idea why they let this group of 5 person team in, because it's going to be Tulane or James Madison or somebody who's just going to get their clocks cleaned in the first round and nobody wants to see. So I have no idea why they do this. But basically, you got to get in the top 10 to ensure yourself a spot. Notre Dame is currently 10. Now, the public believe, or the insiders believe that there is really only one way Notre Dame can get bounced out because they're Notre Dame. They want them in the field. There'll be a ton of eyeballs on Notre Dame.
Yeah.
And that is if both Alabama and BYU win tomorrow. BYU playing in the Big 12 championship against Texas Tech, who has already beaten BYU earlier this year. Texas Tech is probably in no matter what, although maybe not if they lose. It depends. But if BYU were to win, they would win the Big 12. They'd get the automatic bid. That means Texas Tech would have to be an at-large team, which could bounce Notre Dame. Alabama winning. If Alabama loses the SEC championship, they've got 3 losses. Whether they get bounced out or not, I don't know. They would fall behind Notre Dame, and it would be up to Alabama that would be the team sort of on the fence. So if either Alabama or BYU lose, you're fine. If they both win, you got some problems.
Yeah. Well, I think Texas Tech is going to win that game, and I've already mentioned Alabama's going to win.
Okay, all right. You think Alabama's going to beat Georgia?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's not good for you. So you would need BYU to lose to Texas Tech. Now, the game tomorrow here in Indianapolis has no ramification on whether these teams are getting in. IU and Ohio State, 1 and 2 in the country, will both be in, regardless. However, it could have an impact on who gets the byes. The top 4 teams don't have to play in the first round. Whoever loses this game, as long as it's close, I still think we'll get a bye. Now, if Ohio State goes in and beats the brakes off IU, you could see a shuffling, and they maybe move somewhere between 5 and 12. The bigger implication, though, is the Heisman Trophy. Because
right.
Julian Sayin is the quarterback for Ohio State, and Mendoza is the quarterback for IU. They are 1 and 2 right now in most people's field picks on the Heisman, and whoever wins this game or plays the best could end up winning the Heisman Trophy.
Isn't it kind of risky, though, to play in the Big Ten championship game if you're trying to win in the college football playoff game? Like, what if somebody gets hurt?
Oh, it totally could happen. I mean, you've seen this in basketball before, where you have a great team. There was a team, this has been 30 years ago now. Cincinnati had arguably the best team in the country. Bob Huggins was the coach. Kenyon Martin was their star player. Kenyon Martin had a horrible leg injury, and the committee then had to decide, what do we do with Cincinnati? They were the number 1 seed, but without this guy, and they ended up making them a 2 seed, and I think they lost in the 2nd or 3rd round. So yes, it's a huge risk, but you want to play, one, because of all the eyeballs, and your goal is to be in the National Football League.
The money.
The money, right?
Yeah.
But also you want that bye, and so for IU and Ohio State, and also you want to be the Big Ten champ. But the big issue is you want to make sure you get that first round bye. So they're going to play all their players. They're all going to play at full strength. And so we'll see what happens.
They're saying that Ohio State fans from Columbus are expected in large numbers.
Oh, I think there'll be more Ohio State than IU fans.
You think so?
Oh, totally.
I didn't know this until I saw this article in Indy Star. They say that IU boasts the most alumni in the United States, more than 800,000.
I don't doubt that.
I always thought it was Ohio State who had the most alumni across the country.
Well, Indy Star would not lie to us.
But maybe over the past couple of years, IU has surpassed them. 805 worldwide is what
Here's
they're saying.
the issue you're going to run into. Now, I could be dead wrong on this. Either way, it's going to be a sea of red and white, right? It doesn't matter who.
Right.
But here's what you run into. Ohio State has, 50-year, 60-year history of ravenous, hardcore fans that want to go see Ohio State football. And a lot of times they don't get the opportunity because there's only so many games at Ohio State. Tickets are very expensive, et cetera.
Right.
This is a different opportunity. It's a different venue for those people to get tickets. There are more of them. And IU, let's face it, it's a basketball school. I mean, yes, I'm not doubting there's people very fired up about IU football, but it's a basketball school. And are they willing to pay the premium to this game like I know the Ohio State people will be?
Speaking of the premium, let's see. Tickets they've gone up in the past couple days, by the way. $773 is the lowest one I can find. Yeah.
That's for like the tippy top of the stadium?
Section 629.
Oh, totally. Yeah, that's tippy. Who would pay that to go see a bunch of peas run around?
Somebody who wants to experience the entire event.
I have on numerous occasions been at that level. The press boxes at Lucas Oil Stadium are obviously way up, and I've been there numerous times to do various high school football games. They're like little ants. Who would pay that?
Somebody will. So there's a 20,000 square foot interactive Big Ten Fan Fest. Starts today and goes tomorrow. It's at the convention center. And if you don't have a ticket but you still want to be involved, maybe that's your play. That's what you do. You go to the Fan Fest.
Now,
hang out there.
I have an IU diploma on my wall.
Yeah.
So, but I feel like that university has done nothing for me.
Oh.
I mean, I've never been in a job interview where they've asked to, one, see my college diploma.
Or your GPA.
Or anything, which is sad because I had incredible grades in college. I was on the dean's list. Still got the letters and everything. But so that $20,000 I gave, not all of it to them, some of it to Ivy Tech, but collectively for my college education, it's done me no good. So I got no loyalty to these people. They've done nothing for me. I want to make money on this thing. I'm taking Ohio State, it's down to 4 now. It was 5.5. So heavy money has come in on IU over the past day and a half.
Right.
Because that's a pretty substantial movement on the line from 5.5 to 4. But I'm in on Ohio State laying the 4.
So the Indiana football team is going to depart for the game tonight at 5:30 from the south side of Memorial Stadium, and an Indy car is going to lead the way. Drive them up here.
Like a race car?
Like an Indy car. Yeah.
You can drive one of those on the...
Well, somebody
on various
will.
highways and byways in the state of Indiana. You can get in an Indy car and say, go?
Well, it could be one of the pace cars.
Oh, I was thinking like an actual AJ.
It's probably one of the pace cars.
Maybe they're going to have Will Power lead them up.
You're listening to Kendall and Casey. It is 93 WIBC.
Hammer and Nigel show back at it this afternoon. The biggest stories in Indy. The House is voting on changing the map. It's Beer Sample Friday. Somebody's going to lose their shirt and pants.
Well, there's a big reason why Window Nation was recently ranked highest on Forbes' list of best window installation companies. You want to know what that reason is? It's because they are the best. I have Window Nation windows. I work with Window Nation. They replaced my old windows in the front of my house in a day, left my house cleaner than before the install. And they have got one huge sale going on right now.
Yeah, the clock is ticking here. Window Nation's big end of the year sale. This is where you could get 50% off all window styles. 50% off. And if that's not enough, you could get 0% interest financing for 5 years. 50% off, 0% interest financing for 5 years. Window Nation, A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. I've seen their work firsthand. I'm a customer. They're awesome. Go to windownation.com right now. That's windownation.com. But make sure you tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Holiday shoppers, it's a winter wonderland of gift ideas at all 4 locally owned Cynthia's Hallmark stores, celebrating 40 years. Gifts for everybody on your list. Cozy and warm gifts, too, like super soft pajamas and cute matching holiday designs, thermal slipper socks. The socks are just $12.99. Luxury velvet robes are gorgeous, and Hello Mellow Cuddlers heated slippers, $19.99 each. Beautiful cardigans with a scrolly Santa image and frosted deer that are perfect for your holiday parties. The Believe St. Nick sweatshirts for mom and daughter are adorable in the popular pink Christmas motif that we're seeing so much of this year. Customers love Cynthia's warm Sherpa blankets to cuddle up with to watch a good Hallmark movie, just $19.99 with a cozy hand warmer mug. $14.99 filled with hot cocoa and topped off with charming snowman marshmallows that come individually wrapped in a big bag for just $10.99. Shop family-owned Cynthia's Hallmark celebrating 40 years. 116th and Allisonville Road, 116th and Brooks School Road, 96th and Lantern Road, and in Greenfield.
Attention, Indiana homeowners. Are you tired of avoiding your wet basement? Hi, I'm Mike Smith with Swingco Crawl Space and Basement Repair, your real, local, Indiana family-owned experts. Imagine all the possibilities of a guaranteed dry basement, a cozy new family room, a home gym, or even a new office. And with no interest, no payment financing, you don't have to break the bank to do it. Make the most of your basement today. Call Swingco 317-407-1868 or swingcollc.com.
Anticipation of the Christmas season offers the celebration of joy, hope, and redemption as we celebrate the birth of Jesus. But maybe you don't feel joyful. You've lost hope, and redemption of your situation seems impossible. Grief isn't limited to the loss of a loved one through death. Many life circumstances can initiate grief and inhibit our ability to embrace meaningful moments. But you don't have to grieve without hope. Join us at Life Church for our Blue Christmas services, designed to give you space for your grief. Go to lifechurchin.com for more information.
When it comes to your home, it's important to sell it to someone you can trust.
Simple Quarters never tried to change their offer at any point during the process. Once they gave me that offer, it stood. The offer was absolutely fair. They did explain to me how they came to that price, and it was a fair offer. The best part about this process is I didn't have to make any repairs to the house. Simple Quarters has taken it as is, which is a huge stress relief.
Call Simple Quarters 317-900-HOME.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-296-1251. 800-296-1251. That's 800-296-1251.
Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in more places that could expose you more to identity theft. But LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our US-based restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or financial losses alone. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Make a difference this season with WIBC's Radiothon, sponsored by Financial Center, your credit union for what's next. Learn more and get involved at fcfcu.com.
I am a patriot and I love my country because my country.
Casey, let's go into the weekend with something uplifting.
Shall we? Well, that's not what I had on the template.
Talking about how lonely everyone is.
Yeah, there's a new AARP survey that came out, and it said that for people over the age of 45, 4 in 10 adults say they're lonely.
Is there a reason?
Well, it's an increase from 2018. It used to be 35%. Now it's up to 45%. And most people were asked about this, and they say, well, the community groups and civic organizations and even religious organizations and their social networks, they're all shrinking.
Yeah, so this is interesting. I had no idea you were going to do this story because, I don't look at our template. So
correct.
So I was thinking, I don't know how I got on this, but, my drive into work is basically a 30-minute conversation with myself.
Mm-hmm.
I just start talking to myself about a variety of things.
Yeah.
And then by the time, next thing I know, I'm here at work.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now it's like a 40-minute conversation. It used to be a 30-minute conversation.
Keeps getting longer.
But one of the things I don't even know how I got on this. I was listening to Craig, who's in for Tony Day coming in. Maybe he said something. I can't remember. But I was thinking about how much your world changes in your mid-20s.
Mm-hmm.
And really in your mid-20s, because your early 20s, you're still connected most of the time. There's some sort of social network that is somewhat consistent and coherent.
Yeah.
In the sense of you go to college, you have those friends, your people you went to high school with. If you don't go to college or don't spend a lot of time, like I went to college but didn't do a lot of things on a college campus, you're still tied into enough of the people you went to high school with because they're not married. They a lot of times don't have serious relationships. But then once you enter your mid-20s, all of that starts to break apart. And you're also staring down the idea of adulthood because you are an adult in your mid-20s, but you're still not bound by, many people, families or children, but you see that coming right at you, right?
Yes, you do.
So your mid-20s is like this weird period where you've broken off this kind of like lonely period where you're in this abyss where you've broken off from your youth and you see adulthood and it's like these two things are slamming in on you. And I wonder, like when you're talking about people in their mid-40s, a lot of people, and I'm not saying this is a good thing, but whether they've been, divorced or, whatever, their social structures, maybe they've previously known, oftentimes have split apart. And then you got to try to put those back together again.
Right. Well, and another thing that they're saying is contributing to it, and you could probably guess this if you thought about it, it's technology. Because you're able to do so much within your house, you don't have to leave and go anywhere and have actual face-to-face conversations with people. And as you mentioned, when you're in that mid-40-plus range, your children are a little bit more independent. They don't need you as much.
Not mine.
Well, yeah, that's true. You waited a little longer. But for many people who had children at a younger age than you, that becomes their social structure. And when the children get older, they're not needed as much. Parents aren't needed as much.
Yeah, and that's... Like, for me, I always felt this way. Like, it's the one thing in my life I did that worked out exactly as I kind of thought it was going to work out. I always pictured myself having children older. Well,
congratulations.
Well,
Check.
my wife was much younger, and she had to do all the actual work. I was just there going, "You're doing a great job." Like in terms of actually having the children is what I mean. But I always looked at it like, okay, you're only young once, so you might as well get all of your young out of you. Because what are you going to do?
Sow your wild oats?
Be 50 and go into the bars and like, hello, children. Like that's just not going to happen. So if you have your whole rest of your life to be a parent, to be an adult, why would you waste the time when it's fun to be young with all of these responsibilities? Now, that may be a horrible way to view it.
Well, and
it's the way I viewed it.
There's other people that go the opposite way that say, I want to have children young so that they're grown and out of the house while I'm still healthy enough to do stuff.
And now I'm super jealous of them.
Yeah, right?
Now I'm like, they did it all right.
So it depends on how you look at it. Now, according to this AARP study, they said men are more likely to be lonely than women.
Yeah.
42% of men compared to 37% of women. But here's the interesting thing. They say once you hit this 60-plus mark, the rate of loneliness goes down. So there's this age between 45 and 60 where the loneliness epidemic is at its high.
That makes sense because seniors seem to like find each other. There's these senior communities. There's senior organizations. Like that does make sense to me. And they do more things that involve people. You're totally out of you're never out of the parenting game, but in terms of unless you're me, having your children under your roof or whatever, that would make sense.
Well, and they say that the seniors, the 60-plus range, they don't have a problem connecting people in the grocery store or just, the post office, just random places, and that fulfills their need for human connection. Whereas somebody who may be 45 is in a hurry, they're task-oriented, they just want to get in, get out, get the job done. But if you're 60 plus, you're moving maybe at a slower pace and you've got time to stop and have a small conversation with someone.
Many years ago, and you notice, I don't notice people's appearances.
Sure.
But once upon a time, I did notice people's appearances.
Right.
In fact, that's all I noticed was people's appearances.
Very shallow.
I've come a long way.
It's I'm glad you've grown.
The disdain in your voice as you said that.
Yeah.
I'm so glad.
You're growing.
No growth whatsoever. Anyway, I went on a social rendezvous with a woman who was a tad bit older than me. And she was in this sort of age range that we're discussing here.
Yeah.
I was much younger.
Of
and I said, well, there's a genre for that, right?
Sure.
It's fine.
Whatever.
And so, but I remember talking to her
Picking
about
up what you're throwing down.
What her life was like what the existence of someone single in that age range was like. And I remember, whatever I was, late 20s or whatever, going, boy, that doesn't seem all that great to be your age. I mean, the fact that you're here with me, that should be the first red flag about what's going on with you. But that stuck with me. Like, I don't think I want to be that.
Well, you didn't get that, so congratulations.
As long as my wife doesn't kick me out of the house, I'll be fine.
Yes, behave yourself.
But you were a social butterfly. I mean, in the sense of a work environment, right? You were around these people, and not to say you're that far removed from that age. You probably saw that and were like, that didn't look so great for you.
Are you talking about going to the bars?
Yeah, you were a radio executive. You were a leader. You were at these events, and you would see these people who were in the age range that we're talking about here, who weren't in the stable, loving relationship that you were, and you probably were like, that while on the surface that might seem fun, at that age, probably better to have something a little more stable.
Well, conversely, you can look at it and say also, wow, they're having a whole lot of fun. So I think it really depends on their outlook. Look at them going out all the time, having a good time.
But at that age,
I
man, you wear down quicker.
That's true.
I mean, there shouldn't be anywhere out with me out till 3. You know what you?
I don't know. I think it really depends on your mindset.
And with that being said, you'll find Casey downtown Indianapolis.
No.
It's tonight.
All right, let's go home. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you for listening. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll catch you back here Monday. It's Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC.
If you suffer from burning, tingling, or numbness, pay special attention as we discuss neuropathy with Dr. Matt Schulke, chiropractic neurologist and board certified in neuropathy. What is neuropathy?
Neuropathy is nerve damage in the feet or hands.
What are the symptoms?
The symptoms are numbness, burning, tingling, pain, and loss of balance.
Is neuropathy treatable?
Absolutely, and we get amazing results.
If you have burning, tingling, numbness, pain, or balance issues, call Dr. Schulke today for a free nerve damage screening. This screening will tell if you're at risk for serious complications and if you're a candidate for their specialized treatment program. Don't wait until your symptoms are so severe nothing can be done. End-stage neuropathy leaves people confined to walkers, wheelchairs, even amputations. The first 10 callers will receive a free nerve damage screening. Simply call 463-400-3338. Act now. Call 463-400-3338 for your free nerve damage screening. 463-400-3338.
The Indianapolis real estate market is strong, but not easy. Now is a good time to sell only if you hire a real estate team that knows how to aggressively market your home like Mark Dietl Realty. Perhaps you're worried with the challenging market you won't sell your home for the price it's worth. Mark Dietl guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. Listen to what Neil in Indianapolis had to say about working with Mark Dietl. I'd already moved and listed my old home with an agent friend for 60 days. Not happy, I decided to evaluate the Mark Dietl marketing plan, and I switched. To my relief, after about 15 days on the market, the Mark Dietl team sold my home as is for the price I needed. Call the local Indianapolis agent I trust and recommend, and the agent who guarantees your home sold or he'll buy it. Call Mark Dietl 317-755-4232 for all the details, or go online to markdietl.com. That's Mark, Dietel.com, markdietl.com. Tell him Rob sent you.
Hi, I'm Emily, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company, where a small box with a burgundy bow will help you win the holidays. As an in-house designer, I love creating meaningful, fine jewelry gifts. Choose a necklace with a gorgeous infinity charm to symbolize your everlasting love, or go for a personalized piece with an engraving, their zodiac sign, favorite color gemstone, or their initial accented with pave diamonds, because a friend wants you to be a holiday hero. Stop by or shop now at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Picture this. You're on a date. The conversation's flowing, the food is amazing, and then bad breath happens. And suddenly you're leaning back instead of leaning in. Your confidence gone. Or maybe it's a big meeting. You've got the pitch nailed. The deal is perfect. Coffee breath is doing all the talking, not the impression you want to leave behind. Gum and mints, most are just bad breath Band-Aids and fade fast, which is why you need to try Zellman's Minty Mouth, the functional breath freshener you swallow. Zellman's tiny dual-action capsules are coated with a powerful, delicious mint filled with parsley seed oil, clinically tested to fight the toughest offenders like garlic, onions, and it even takes down coffee breath for fresh, confident breath anytime you need to get close. Zellman's is only available online. Go to Zellmans.com, Zelmins, Zellmans.com. Use the code FRESH for 15% off your first order. Zellmans.com, code FRESH for 15% off.
Do you need furnace or heat pump service? Need to find a local well-trained expert you can trust, like Price Point Comfort Heating and Cooling? We'll find that independent American Standard Air dealer at IndyHomeComfort.com.
She's too special for just an average gift. See Pierce Jewelers for the breathtaking sparkle in their rare, one-of-a-kind, fancy colored diamond collection. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
On the level, on the go. 93 WIBC Indianapolis.
Coming up, going to be under the influence of these Arctic air masses. And the maps themselves, if you look at it, it goes against some of the most basic principles.
Absolutely senseless to come in and make decisions like this.
Praying to God to one day being the biggest musical in the world.
This is the WIBC News at noon.
The cold not going anywhere. It's a cloudy and 28-degree day on this Friday on Monument Circle. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 12 noon. And those frigid temperatures impacting all of Indiana.
Going to be under the influence of these Arctic air masses for the next week or so. And that really means below normal temperatures with highs through the upcoming week only in the 20s to middle 30s at best.
Jason Puma is a meteorologist with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis, and he says there's a chance for some light snow on Sunday. Mid-decade redistricting is not normal, says Democrat Matt Pierce from Bloomington. He spoke on the House floor this morning.
And the maps themselves, if you look at it, it goes against some of the most basic principles of map drawing.
First of all, the districts are clearly not compact. And I know in 2021, I heard a lot about from that. People, your supporters of the 2021 map were very proud of the compactness.
If the bill passes the House today, it'll move to the Senate next week, where its future is uncertain. Indiana Senator Jim Banks strongly defended the Trump administration's strikes against international drug boats on Thursday. Speaking with WIBC's Hammer and Nigel, he says most of Americans agree with the president's direction on this topic.
71% of Americans support striking these drug boats and stopping narco-terrorists from flooding poison into the country before it gets here. And I bet there are more Hoosiers than that.
Banks says the attacks are fulfilling the president's mandate to protect the homeland and stop poison from entering the U.S. A woman is dead. Ryan Hedrick reports on what happened inside a store in Indianapolis.
Indy Metro Police say Terry Hetty was working inside Josephine's, a women's clothing store on Indianapolis's east side Thursday night when Terry Morgan walked into the store and shot her.
It's absolutely senseless to come in and make decisions like this that is just life-altering and life-ending for some people.
Indy Metro Police East District Commander Michael Leeper says the shooting happened after a failed robbery. Police say Morgan ran away from the store. He was found with the gun. He refused to surrender. When he was cornered, he shot himself. He died at the hospital. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC, Mobile News.
3 people injured in a shooting at a Fort Wayne bowling alley. Jarrett Lewis with the details.
Fort Wayne police responding to the Thunder Bowl on the south side of the city just before 10 o'clock Thursday night. Police got a report from an Allen County Sheriff's Department officer working at the bowling alley about shots being fired inside. When city police arrived, they found 2 people outside who had been shot and 1 person inside. One of the 2 men shot was taken to a hospital in critical condition. The other victims, including 1 woman, were reportedly in stable condition. Police are now talking to witnesses and looking at surveillance footage to try and identify a suspect or suspects. Jarrett Lewis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
One of the biggest financial commitments in the history of Indiana happened this week. Johnette Cruz reports.
Indiana's Department of Education and the Lilly Endowment are partnering on a nearly $75 million investment to reshape the state's education landscape. A key focus is literacy, with major funding going to expand the Science of Reading program and boost reading skills for middle schoolers. The investment will also expand summer learning labs and dedicate resources to career advising and STEM pathways. Officials say this is a coordinated effort to ensure every Hoosier student, regardless of where they live, is prepared for long-term success. Johnette Cruz, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
There are new recommendations for vaccinating newborn babies against hepatitis B. And with more on that, here's Fox's Eben Brown.
The expert advisory panel on vaccines at the U.S. Centers for Disease Control is voting to no longer recommend each newborn baby be vaccinated against hepatitis B within the first 24 hours of life. The Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices is now in favor of only vaccinating the baby if the mother doesn't test negative for Hep B. The vote is meant to advise CDC and the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and itself isn't a change in policy. The new opinion is based on considerations that most newborns are at low risk for infection. Parents opting to not vaccinate at birth are advised to get the first dose before 2 months of age. Eben Brown, Fox News.
Men's college basketball tomorrow. Purdue has Iowa State inside Mackey Arena. Indiana hoping to shake off their loss to Minnesota on Wednesday as they take on Louisville inside Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Butler also in action. They face Boise State at Hinkle Fieldhouse. Of course, the Big Ten football championship game is tomorrow night at 8 o'clock at Lucas Oil Stadium between number 2 Indiana and number 1 Ohio State. You can hear the Indiana-Louisville game on 93 WIBC, while the Big Ten title game and the Butler game are both on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan. The Indianapolis Colts play the Jacksonville Jaguars in Jacksonville this Sunday. Both teams 8-4, but because of the tiebreaker, the Jaguars have the lead in the AFC South. Colts running back Jonathan Taylor says he's ready for a tough contest.
They've been very disciplined, tough group. You're going to have to be in your alignment and assignment, but it's going to come down to being physical at the point of attack, and then also it's going to be a 60-minute match with those guys for sure at home.
The Colts have not won in Jacksonville since 2014. And a story you may know well returns to Indianapolis, bringing history to life on stage. Terry Stacy reports.
Actor A.D. Weaver from Merrillville, Indiana, is George Washington in the Broadway tour of Hamilton at Old National Center through the 14th.
I remember being 16 in geometry class, actually doodling my goals inside my little journal, praying to God to like one day be in the biggest musical in the world. And at that time, I thought it was going to be Phantom because Phantom was the longest running show. But as God would have it, I'm in the biggest musical in the world. It's Hamilton, and I'm here, and I'm so grateful.
Tickets at Broadway in Indianapolis.com. Terry Stacy, WIBC Mobile News.
And I'm John Herrick on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Live from the heartland and the crossroads of America, it's Tony Katz Today.
Welcome, everybody. Happy Friday. Welcome to Tony Katz Today. This is not Tony, as you can probably tell. This is your trusty fill-in host, Kira Davis, coming to you live from the sunny, yes, it is sunny this morning, Southern California. So pleased to be filling in for my good friend, Tony Katz. You can find me on X at Kira Davis, Kira, or go over to Instagram if you're on there at just Kira Davis, Just, Kira Davis. Go to my website to find out all of the things I'm doing at justkiradavis.com, or buy my book, Drawing Lines, Why Conservatives Must Begin to Battle Fiercely in the Arena of Ideas. Okay, we got all the housekeeping out of the way. I can't believe it's Friday already, you guys. I'm really struggling with the pace of how this holiday season is moving. I'm sure you are too. It feels like it's mirroring the pace of how the political cycle is moving. Just everything's been moving at breakneck speed this year. I feel like I just got used to writing 2025 on my checks and all the dates. And now we're getting ready to move into 2026, and 2026 is going to be a huge year for us. So we got to do a few things as we wrap up this holiday season. We need to tie up some of the loose ends politically that we're dealing with, but then we need to get on the same page about how we're going to attack 2026. Because I believe what is going to happen, I believe the administration, when they say that a lot of things are going to kick in 26, the tariffs, lower taxes, the big, beautiful bill, we'll start to see some of the cascading effects from the deportations, that kind of stuff. I believe that. And yesterday, Trump did something which I think Tony's listeners in the Midwest and Indianapolis area particularly will find interesting. But he released the auto industry from the CAFE standards. So they've taken the guardrails, or the handcuffs, I think that's a better word for it, off of the auto industry. President Trump has. And he said, go make those cars. Go make all the cars you want. Make the electric cars, make the diesel cars, make the tiny cars. I didn't know we weren't even allowed to build the tiny cars here. I thought that would have been a Democrat fantasy, but for some reason we couldn't build the tiny little, pansy cars that have usefulness in areas like, let's say, New York City or LA. I wouldn't get in one, but they have a usefulness. We weren't allowed to sell them here. I didn't know that until President Trump said something. So we've released those CAFE standards. This means the auto industry, not only are they going to be able to increase production, but they're also going to be able to offer vehicles at a lower price. I saw the president of Ford on Fox Business last night, and he said he predicts car prices could drop as early as the beginning of next year. He's feeling good about it. I think things like that are going to shift the mood of the American electorate. But if the Republican Party isn't prepared to catch up to it, it'll be all for naught. If they're not prepared with the messaging, it's not going to make a difference. It won't matter. You and I know that the Republican Party is the best at snatching defeat out of the jaws of victory. And by the way, we have no assured victories in 2026. I'm afraid we're going to have to scrape all the way to 2028, everybody. No one's going to get to rest on their laurels. No one's going to get to relax. And we had some fun post-election night in 2024. We had some fun with the media. We had some fun watching the meltdowns. It got a little less fun after they took Charlie from us. It got a little less fun. So now what we have to do is buckle down. And I know a lot of you out there have felt that perhaps we did the hard work in November of 2024. And then some of these other people, like the Charlie Kirks, or like the people that he worked with, his colleagues, and maybe even people like Tony or myself, you might look to those people and say, okay, they've got it, the talkers, the influencers, and some of the bigger politicians. I can go back to my normal life, but I'm afraid it's not time yet. It's not time yet. Maybe you can do it if we can pull out a victory in 26. But I don't think we're going to pull out any victories in 26 if we don't nuke the filibuster. We need to do it. And this is how crazy the news cycle is. This is how crazy of a time it is. Because Kira Davis, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, you can go listen to my podcast, my old podcast, Just Listen to Yourself. My new podcast is just Kira Davis. And I can get a little more salty on that one. But in my old podcast, Just Listen to Yourself, you will hear episodes of old Kira Davis admonishing Democrats, telling them don't nuke this tradition. Now, the filibuster isn't necessarily built into the Constitution, but it is a congressional tradition, and it has a good purpose. And it was instituted for a good purpose during the Civil War era. And so, you would have heard me saying, don't do it because you're gonna wish you had it. You're gonna wish you had it. And we did nuke the filibuster in Trump 1.0 so we could get his appointees across. For some reason, the Republican-controlled Congress thinks that nuking it this time would be a bad idea because if Democrats come back into power, they'll use the same thing. But they're going to nuke it anyway. There is no scenario, there is none, in which the Democrat Party takes control of Congress in 2026 and does not permanently nix the filibuster. There's no scenario. This is war. And so whatever tools we have in our belt to use, we have to use them. And the thing is, we're not going to win 2026 and 2028. I'm telling you this, we're not going to win those things if we can't fix this rigged electoral system. I'm telling you this as I sit here in Southern California, a state that is solely and completely corrupted, electorally speaking. You know this, I know this. We're battling, we've got a gubernatorial battle next year, and we could use the help of Congress. We could use a federal ID. We could use some national voter ID. We could use some juice here. We're trying to get a state voter ID passed here. We might be able to get it on the ballot. We may be able to do it. Looks like we're collecting the signatures. Carl DeMile's out there working hard. Benny Johnson has come in and TPUSA has come in. I'm not a person who really, as an activist, it does make you a little salty when the Johnny-come-latelys come in, at the last second, and then they get to have all the credit for quote saving things. But at this point, I really don't care. We just need to win. So bring all the Johnny-come-latelys, bring all the influencers. Candace is not welcome. Everybody else is welcome, though. Bring them all, and let's get this done. We know here in California what we're up against. We understand that the system is rigged. What we cannot do is quit because it's rigged. That doesn't feel right. A lot of people have already dropped out of the system because of that. I understand that. But it's not right. It doesn't feel right. And we've got to fight, and we need help from the feds. So we need to nuke the filibuster because we need to be really serious about what has to happen. You got to nuke the filibuster, and then you pass all that stuff. You pass everything. You know what? People, if Republicans really wanted to get serious about changing America for the good and for forever, eliminate the income tax. Just be bold. Do you know what I mean? We all have this mindset that just things can't change, that this is just the way things are. But I feel like when Trump got elected last year and then he brought in Elon and Doge, before their big blow up, watching the stuff that Elon was uncovering and then watching him provide solutions. We didn't necessarily take all those solutions, but watching him say, hey, here are ways we can improve this or we can stop this fraud. It made you realize that we absolutely do not have to live like this in any capacity, in any aspect of your life. You don't have to live like this. All that traffic that suddenly popped up in the last decade in your city and town, you don't have to live like that. Half of it is illegal aliens. And that's the truth. They try to lie to us all the time. Oh, no, it doesn't matter. The population's growing, but population is not growing. The immigration population is growing. Our birth rates are dropping exponentially because not enough of y'all are having babies out there. Particularly white people, the birth rate among white Americans has cratered. So you guys need to catch up to the rest of us out here. I only have 2. I'm supposed to have 2.3. I only have 2. So I also have failed in that aspect. But I have made it my mission to encourage other people to have lots and lots of kids, including my own. But we don't have to live like that. You don't have to live with the idea that going to the emergency room is going to be a 12-hour, $12,000 proposal. You don't have to live like that. That's because of all the illegals. That's because of Obamacare. But it doesn't have to be like that. It doesn't have to take your city government 8 weeks to approve a patch for a pothole. It really, really doesn't. You know what the difference is, folks? It's me and you. And I know we don't want that to be the difference. We want the leaders to be the difference. We want the people we elected to be the difference. Isn't that what we went to the ballot box for? But the whole system's corrupted top to bottom, even the way we recruit candidates. So it's really hard to get strong candidates who stay strong when they get the job. That means it's your job to make sure they're doing their job. And I know it sucks. And I know you hate it. But this is where we are. We're at war, and everybody's got a uniform on. Everybody does. You're in it. It's no longer in a situation where we're sending our boys to the front lines. Front lines are in our front yards. That means you can't relax right now. It means you got to be vigilant and you got to be on the battlefront. And part of being on the battlefront, without necessarily being, a big player in the game, part of you doing your part where you are is pointing out what's wrong and saying, no, we don't have to tolerate this. No, you don't.
Scrolling all day, clickbait everywhere. But the facts, they're harder to find.
WIBC didn't just report the story, they really got into why it matters.
CEO of First American Nuclear believes we're heading into America's nuclear renaissance.
In 100 years, all successful nations will be powered by nuclear reactors. For the sake of our children, I'd like the U.S. to be one of them.
Oh, I check the WIBC website before I even open social media.
Online, on social, on air, stay in the know while you're on the go.
Today.
Hi, I'm Sherry Shepard. You probably know me best as a co-host on The
Football
View.
is back,
More
and so are
importantly,
great
I'm a mom.
hairlines. We
I
grow
talk
hair
to a lot of moms, and I'll tell you
Well,
what.
professional football players get back in the game with full natural hair. You don't have to play pro ball to get pro-level results. Hey, it's Rob, and I knew I picked the right team when I needed a Hail Mary for my hair. I called We Grow Hair Indy. Whether you're tailgating, coaching, or watching from the couch, do it with confidence. Trade the sidelines for a hairline. Get back in the game at We Grow Hair Indy. Schedule your free evaluation today at WeGrowHairIndy.com. That's WeGrowHairIndy.com or call 317-522-2995. That's 317-522-2995. Enjoy being out and about this fall. Enjoy watching the games in person with your friends with confidence you haven't had in years. And you can do it with a trip to We Grow Hair Indy. 317-522-2995. 317-522-2995. Tell them Rob sent you.
Kendall and Casey.
Trying to get out of the grocery store to purchase anything that resembles a week's worth of food.
Mm-hmm.
Between the Walmart and Costco trip, it was like almost $280. How is this sustainable for most normal people?
Well, you're going to have to start taking a 50-year loan for groceries. And, of course, we've all got those utility bills.
Are they high? Is there something going on with utilities?
Kendall and Casey. Weekdays 9 till noon on 93 WIBC and WIBC.com.
Custom dream home? Joyner Homes is ready to make your dream come true. Over 18 years, Joyner Homes, based out of Greenfield, have built hundreds of homes in central Indiana, and the best place to start is joynerhomes.com. That's where you'll find pricing, photos of completed Joyner homes to inspire you, available home sites, and info on where you can visit their model homes, and a lot more. Be sure to check out Joyner Homes' 5-star Google reviews. Get started today at joynerhomes.com.
Attention Indiana homeowners. Are you dealing with a wet and moldy crawl space? Hi, I'm Adam Swain with Swain Co. Crawl Space and Basement Repair, your real, local, Indiana family-owned experts dedicated to fixing your crawl space right the first time. And with our new no interest, no payment financing, you can get the repairs you need without breaking the bank. Don't let crawl space water problems dampen your spirits. Call Swain Co., Indy's most trusted waterproofing experts at 317-407-1868 or swaincollc.com.
Hey, this is Spencer Thompson at Thompson Furniture Mattress in Columbus. The year-end clearance sale is here, and before we turn 99 years old, we're slashing prices up to 50% off brands like Lazy Boy, Smith Brothers, Flex Steel, even Tempur-Pedic floor samples. Rock bottom prices plus interest-free financing, cash discounts, and free delivery within 75 miles of Columbus. Hurry! The lowest prices of 2025 in Monday only at Thompson Furniture Mattress in Columbus.
Stacy, are you wearing yoga pants to go shopping?
Oh, we're not going out shopping. We're staying in with JTV.
I love jewelry television. Their pearls, their lab-grown diamond jewelry.
Oh, hello. What about their Italian gold and moissanite fire?
Okay, but what about the guys on my holiday list?
Relax. JTV has gifts galore, even for men, like watches and sunglasses.
Watch JTV live and on streaming or shop JTV.com for up to 80% off select items.
Ready to shop?
Yes, but can I borrow a pair of sweats?
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapor Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapor Shower Max for steamy Vicks Vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use as directed.
Find the path to recovery
Hammer
that works
and
for
Nigel
you.
show
Learn more at
back at it this afternoon. The biggest stories in Indy. The House is voting on changing the map. It's Beer Sample Friday. Somebody's going to lose their shirt and pants.
Welcome back, everybody. Happy Friday. Welcome back. You're listening to Tony Katz Today. I'm your guest host, Kira Davis, coming to you live from Southern California. There's still some decent people left behind the Iron Curtain here in California. We were talking before the break about how we all need to work together to change things. This is a top to bottom approach. I actually spoke about it on Fox News last week. I had the privilege of joining Hannity with guest host Jason Chaffetz, who's actually one of my favorite guest hosts over there. And I told him, look, we're talking about the auto pen, really, but what I said was all of this has to happen at the same time. Does everybody understand the extraordinary moment we are in history? It's very risky. We are on a razor's edge right now. And it really could go either way. But the flip side of that is it's a really exciting time to be alive because we're alive at a juncture, right? We're alive at a moment of fruition. It's very rare that people get to live through that moment where you see the effects of years and decades of policy and direction and cultural influence all culminate into something so drastic and so important here. But here we are, and in this moment we can tip over either way, and so the battle is not over yet. We're all in it together. We've all got to do our part. So that's what I was telling Jason Chaffetz. It's top to bottom. It's not just prosecuting the auto pen. Absolutely has to be investigated and prosecuted. People need to go to jail for what they did to us. Americans need to see some Democrats go to jail. We do. And we need some big names. We need to see it. It's not just that we want to see it, Mr. President. We need to see it. If you're going to get us across the line in 2026, we need to see it. Top to bottom. It's got to happen. It can't just be at the auto pen. It's got to be the border. It's got to be the tariffs. It's got to be the economy, but it's also got to be all the cultural stuff. We talked in the last show that I hosted about the movies that Trump is promoting. He's trying to get the Kennedy Center. He understands the value of the culture. Well, the Department of Transportation has launched this Fly Classy campaign, the idea of let's get dressed up to travel. Let's put a little more effort into it. And Sean Duffy, Department of Transportation Secretary, somebody who I've had the privilege of working with on Fox News from time to time, and his wife as well. And of course, that was awesome because they're MTV royalty, which is how I know them as a Gen Xer. So I flipped out the first time I met Sean. I really did. It had nothing to do with his politics, but that's neither here nor there. He's actually as lovely in person as you would imagine him to be. And he has been crisscrossing the country promoting this. He's been catching a lot of flack from Democrats saying, oh, look at this problem going over here, but he wants you to dress up. But there's a method to the madness. It matters. I want to just play you this little clip as we wrap up this half hour, but I want you to play this little clip. I might cut it short, of a comedian that our Department of Transportation Secretary, Sean Duffy, posted today from the DOT account, which I think is really cute. But he says, listen to this comedian. No more jammies on the airplane. Listen.
What is going on at the airport? Could we put a dress code at the airport? It looks like a slumber party. Do people care what they look like anymore? They just come out now as is. They must roll out of bed and then they're at United. What the? I'm not into this. I'm not into casual. I like the 50s, 60s, people dressed up, right? I'm not into this whole casual. You meet these people, I'm comfortable. I don't care what people think of me, as long as I'm comfortable. Yeah? I'm uncomfortable to shower. I'm not into this. It's got to stop. When you go to the airport, when you see the world sees you. And now what we do, we sit down in the plane, and now we look to see what catastrophe that's going to be sitting next to us for 5 hours.
Okay. But it's true. Think about that. Don't you do that when you're sitting on a plane? You're like, oh, I hope the middle seat's open. But people keep coming, and maybe, someone who weighs a bit too much, or someone who is sloppy or is eating smelly food. You're hoping that person doesn't sit next to you. But think about how that affects your mood, though, right? The unkempt person who ends up plopping themselves next to you makes you feel out of sorts and annoyed, even if they might be very pleasant and nice personally, and maybe you get to know them and then you have a nice flight together. But still, it sets everybody on edge. The idea of dressing up to fly, which is a horrible experience these days, I don't blame anyone for wanting to be comfortable, but the idea of dressing up to fly isn't just about changing how you think about yourself, but it's how other people respond to you. It creates a chain of events. Does everyone understand what I'm saying? I had my daughter dress up for Thanksgiving. I said, dress up to get on the flight today. It's going to be really busy. It's holiday season. You're going to need every advantage you can getting through the airports. And so she did. And when she got home, she was so surprised. She said, I couldn't believe how much better I was treated going through the airport. She's 18 years old. She's young. She's cute. She's like, got the whole package, right? Just put on a cute outfit and watch the doors open for you. And it did. And you know what? This whole body positivity movement that we've been doing, I'm not opposed to that. My family isn't a bunch of stick thin figures. We're not models. I'm not opposed to the idea of being comfortable in how you look. But I think we have gotten away from the idea of being proud of how you look, too, with the body positive movement. Just trying to teach you to be proud with whatever slop you've got going on. And that's not pride. That's resignation. That's acceptance. And I think, just to loop back to how I started this segment, we cannot be resigned. We cannot be resigned Americans. And that goes from top to bottom, whether we're talking about our Border Patrol policy or whether we're talking about how you treat yourself and others when you get on an airplane. You cannot be resigned to mediocrity. Now is the time for greatness. I'm Kira Davis, filling in for Tony Katz, and you're listening to Tony Katz Today.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
New mandates and direction. I'm Jeanette Cruz. Here's what's trending at 12:30. President Trump announcing a flurry of new actions to crack down and investigate fraud in Minnesota. Attorney General Pam Bondi.
We have a very active investigation. Treasury has an active investigation. You are going to see many more arrests to come on that.
The Supreme Court says Texas can use newly redrawn congressional maps after a federal judge ruled the Republican-drawn maps were racially biased. House Speaker Mike Johnson says the court did the right thing.
I've got to win with whatever maps are produced, and we will. We have a great record to run on, great candidates. We're excited about the midterms.
Elon Musk's social media platform is being punished in Europe for breaking the rules. Fox's CJ Papa.
EU regulators are hitting X with a massive penalty, $140 million for failing to comply with the bloc of nations' digital regulations. Regulators saying X's blue check marks violate rules on deceptive design practices.
I'm Jeanette Cruz on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Judy loves her fall in Indy, but she doesn't like the paint, so she called Rhino Shield.
The house that Rhino Shield did for my husband and I, after having the house painted with kind of usual house paint, I was seeing cracks appearing about every 3 years and just wasn't very satisfied with that.
Rhino Shield's a ceramic coating specifically formulated for our unique climate.
I can't speak highly enough about the Rhino Shield crew. They also were great at working with me to get the exact right color because I was very particular.
Indy, you too can have the guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield right now for 15% off the regular price.
I would not hesitate to call Rhino Shield, and I am just thrilled to recommend Rhino Shield to my friends and neighbors and family.
Here's Rhino Shield's Shane Smith.
This offer is limited, so call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint.
Don't vinyl.
Go Rhino.
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
This holiday season, experience the best of downtown Indianapolis with Winter Wonderland. Enjoy holiday traditions, festive attractions, and special events designed for families, date nights, and group outings. To start planning your holiday adventure, visit IndyWonderland.com. That's IndyWonderland.com. And on weekends, don't miss Spark Holidays on the Circle, where live music, Santa appearances, and holiday lights bring Monument Circle to life from 4 to 8 p.m. Find out more about Spark Holidays at circlespark.org.
The cold weather has made it to Indiana, and you've noticed that your HVAC system can't keep up. But which way should you go? What system do you need? What size do you need? What's going to work for you and your family? You need Masters Heating and Cooling. If you're tired of HVAC and plumbing companies with confusing offers, Masters keeps it simple. Get a full second opinion from one of their Master Comfort Advisors completely free, so you can make your next home decision with confidence and peace of mind. That's a free second opinion, along with fantastic opportunities to get a perfect HVAC system tailored for you and your home. How about 0% financing for up to 60 months with a qualified system, or $1,000 off a full system replacement? Talk to Masters Heating and Cooling to get all the details. Call Masters Heating and Cooling today. 317-881-9074. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. 317-881-9074. Masters Heating and Cooling. 881-9074.
And this is Casey.
Online at mastersindy.com. That's mastersindy.com.
Join us Monday, 9 until noon on 93 WIBC.
Welcome back, everybody, to